and then pull over and pull out a pad and camera and start snapping pictures and asking cops questions, and not only not get arrested, but have a fairly legitimate expectation that those cops are going to answer your questions for you and tell you what's going on. Journalists, in a large part, like police, had been sort of afforded a great deal of latitude and a great deal of like weirdly interesting powers to go places and find out things and get access to stuff that normal people just simply didn't have.
Right.
And modern journalism is in large part a substantive abrogation of that responsibility. It's the idea with power comes responsibility, right? So journalists got this power, a press pass could get you in places. And you had an expectation of people answering your questions, but also that power comes with responsibility, right? It's the same.
Noblesse oblige, damn it.
Well, it's not noblesse oblige, but it's approaching it. Hi, Andrew. How's it going, man?
I'm sore.
So it's like cops. I mean, we give cops the power to make essentially life or death decisions in the midst of turmoil to protect people or to arrest criminals or what have you. We give them the ability that not many people either have or those that don't typically use it, to openly wear weapons and use them in the defense of citizens, right? But with that power comes responsibility. And it reminds me of the court case and this is just a couple of years ago, where a court determined that cops, despite being afforded that power, are not legally obligated to defend anyone if it would be, I think the words were, if it was some sort of undue risk to the life of or the health, if a cop thought that he had a pretty substantive chance of getting injured or killed in the performance of those duties, he was not legally obligated to do it, which is essentially the opposite of what the theory is.
Yeah.
Well, what about that cop that was arrested in the Marjorie Stoneman shooting? He was fired and I think prosecuted.
Well, right. I mean, there are instances where cops obviously sort of commit crimes. They're not supposed to be immune to prosecution. In this case, in the Stoneman case, I think what they got him. I mean, I don't think it's murder that they got him for, but like manslaughter. I mean, obviously it was a series of very poor decisions that resulted in a woman's death who, by any stretch of the imagination, should not have been killed.
He thought it was against his better well-being to go into the school.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking
that guy.
about the school shooting.
I thought you were talking about the Australian woman that got shot by the cops. She was like gardening or some shit.
Well, in the Polder boomerang. That's all I can say.
She was gardening or some shit, huh?
Yeah. Well, and she basically, cops rolled up on her and ventilated her, and they were looking for.
Nothing. They're talking about police rolling up and killing someone while she was out gardening.
Yeah, I mean, with power comes responsibility. I think there's been, to your point, Chuck, I think there's been a significant abrogation of that responsibility while a retention of the power, or theoretically a retention of power.
Right.
Which I don't agree.
Oh,
News nowadays sucks.
So you're saying that cops...
Well, we were talking about journalism, not cops.
Yeah, the original conversation wasn't about police. It was about journalism. He was using police as a sort of a similar situation where they're given powers over citizens, or they're given access to information that normal citizens wouldn't have. And the expectation is that power has responsibilities that go along with it, and that you have to behave in a certain way, above board, what have you. Mm-hmm. So what we were originally talking about was journalism.
Gotcha.
And the fact that from a fair and objective journalism point, that doesn't exist anymore.
That does not exist anymore at all.
It doesn't seem to. And I've had this conversation with friends of mine who I used to be a reporter with, that if I ever won the lottery, what I would do is I might create a news organization that did not take advertising, that did not have corporate sponsorship, that was legal, that had a robust legal department to fight against people who would sort of pervert it. And I would look to make a reputation for this organization as being the absolute definitive word when it came to objective fact. I think,
just fact, yeah.
Yeah, having that no opinions, just facts, and answering questions. And I think an organization like that would be massively in demand, frankly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But you're right. But Chuck, you're 100% right. That does not exist anymore. Not in America.
No,
I don't
typically
know.
what I do is I go to Fox News and then I go to CNN and then blend it somewhere in the middle there, and that's probably.
I know. I mean, it
close
probably
to
is
there.
not. I mean,
No.
both organizations, I think we can throw MSNBC into that work. I mean, it's to your point, Chuck, earlier, that when you have a 24-hour news cycle and your ability to sell advertising and appease your corporate masters derives from the idea of capturing eyeballs and tuning them in. I think Chuck said earlier, he says basically it's televised, 24-hour televised clickbait, which it really sort of is. I mean, it's the outrage of the moment. And
you take that back.
I will not. But it works. It worked.
And if there's no outrage of the moment, you make an outrage of the moment.
Well, right, exactly. I mean,
Andrew is offended. The court case will begin soon.
No, most news is unless you're involved in it, is kind of boring.
Well, I'm quite sure that Hanoi Hannah would be very proud.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have, the scary part is we have communication technologies and manipulable populaces that the propagandists of World War II and earlier could only dream of.
Yeah.
I mean, from a technological standpoint, which is why I'm sort of backing away from things like Facebook. I think I backed almost entirely out of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp because Facebook as a company is frankly demonstrably evil. You could point to these guys and say, look at all these things you did. These are actual evil acts that you guys have done. And, they're what's the old phrase? If you don't know what the product that a company is selling is, the product is you.
Yes.
And, a lot of those Silicon Valley companies, Facebook and Google and Yahoo.
I chuckle a lot because for the last 10 years, being an IT guy, I've been made fun of by all kinds of, I'll say, commoners. Because I don't have Facebook, I'm not on any of these things, and they're like, "How can you be an IT guy not being in all that?" And I just tell them every time, "I'm not
so close
because I am an IT guy and I know what goes on."
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, how many of us? I mean, I think it's probably all of us at this point has had a conversation on the phone, and then literally an hour later, you happen to mention a product or a service or a company, and then an hour later, you're getting ads on various properties for that thing. Yeah. I mean, it's not by accident. Yeah. That kind of thing doesn't happen by accident. It's too universal to be anecdotal.
The funny thing about that is I had a conversation with my boss in her office.
Okay.
It wasn't on the phone. And now my phone was in my office, but her cell phone was on her desk. We had a person-to-person conversation. She asked me what I did that weekend. I told her that I rewired Kelly's garage doors because the wiring had gone bad and the garage door sensor wasn't functioning properly.
Right.
We finished that conversation, and 5 minutes later, I went back to my desk and was getting targeted ads for repair materials for garage doors.
No shit. Yeah, I mean, well, in my work, so I sell advertising. My tribe does this. So
yes, we've already established you're evil.
Yes, I am. I'm just trying to I'm going to spend my golden years trying to make up for it. But one of the big things that we do now is we report on what's called store visits, Google store visits. And essentially, if you do a search for Acura, and that's my client, and then you walk into an Acura store 2 weeks from now, I'm going to know about it because your phone will either tick off a GPS location that marks that particular location, or it connects to the store Wi-Fi, which Google knows, and we'll also click that over. So that what we're doing is if you've performed a search on our search terms, and I think our window right now is it's a 32-day window. Within 32 days, if you walk into a store, we know about it.
Yeah.
Now we don't know that it's Chuck from Houston who did it. We just know that it's a person who has exhibited these behaviors.
Someone knows it's Chuck.
Yeah.
Google knows it's Chuck, but Google's not telling me it's Chuck. So there you go. The state of journalism today.
Well, the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure at this point then that Google is terrified of me. Because every now and again, I decide to write short stories. And when I look up how to murder people and what poisons do and things of that nature, I'm sure they don't want to mess with me right now.
Wait until you commit some crime and they check your Google history, because Google will cough that shit up to the police department in a New York second. They don't have any expectation of privacy.
I'm old and tired. The only crime I commit is I speed a little bit. That's about it.
You never know. You might start a fire. You might put a fire in your fire pit. And the cops are on your way. Next thing you know, they're taking down your name and your birthday.
No, that's perfectly legal here. Only in Illinois can you get in trouble for having a fire pit and actually using it.
I was telling Chuck earlier that cops came over yesterday and busted me burning some wood in my fire pit out back. You know, that ring of cinder block that I have back there. Yeah, I was burning. I had to chop down a couple of trees last week, so I was burning some of the branches and stuff like that, getting rid of it. And cops came by. One of my neighbors complained.
Yep.
And the cops came by and told me that there's an ordinance that's against ordinance. I can't burn shit in my yard.
Yeah. See, where I used to live in Collinsville, and I think here in Fairview, it's the same thing.
Is it?
But no, in Collinsville, you get away with it as long as you had a hot dog on a stick with you. As long as you said it was
I didn't even think of that.
As long as you said it was a cooking fire, you get away. Because they stopped where you can't burn like leaves or anything.
Oh yeah, I was burning those two big arborvitae bushes that I have. So it was smoky. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like I was being unsafe with it and everybody losing their damn minds.
So now you just need to keep a marshmallow on a stick leaned up out your back door, and you're good to go.
Well, they got my name and birthday now. I'm sure the next time they show up,
it'll be SWAT.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah,
or you could get a birthday card and a gift certificate.
What?
Or you could get a birthday card and a gift certificate.
Well, the cops in my town are pretty nice, but they're also fairly serious. So, they're cops. What are they going to do? They're going to give me a ticket, an ordinance, and frankly, I don't need that. I don't need that hassle.
Who all are we waiting for?
Well, I know that Eric was on his way. Hold on, let me see.
But Gordon and Jennifer, did they ever respond to the early start?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I just got one from Gordon. He says it's going to be another few minutes until they join. So Gordon, Jennifer, and Eric. But I can give you guys a lengthy recap of what went on last time.
How about if you just tell us what we're doing wrong?
I don't think
that would be longer than the recap.
Oh, well, we got
to play sometime tonight. So
let me get a glass of wine, and I will be right back.
Well, fine. Peer pressure. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll be right back.
Oh, jeez, I'm all alone. This is the problem with the virtual games. I could have poured you a glass of wine right now and saved you a trip.
It wouldn't have worked. It's just not as viscerally satisfying. I'm having a delicious Malbec that I acquired at my local Samuel's Club. So very schmancy indeed.
I'm drinking an Italian Modus.
Oh yeah?
It's all right. It's all right.
There's Doug. Snappy
I had to restart and unplug my computer. It was running so slow, and anyway, it's running much better now.
Thank goodness.
Excellent. Jennifer, Gordon, and Eric are going to be just a twinge late. But in the meantime, what I can do is give you guys sort of a heads up on what has gone before. So when we started last time, you guys were still at the sort of the campground by the river. The Aspis Consortium guys had been at the campground. You had found, holy shit, something going on upstairs. You had found a couple of things that were of interest. First, I think one of the things that you found that was a little bit of interest is the fact that a lot of these guys looked like they had killed themselves. They looked like self-inflicted stab wounds. They had cut their own throats, things of that nature. That in itself was interesting. It looked like they were
poetry too.
Eric read that centaur poem to him. Oh no. So that's one, that you found a couple of notes, if you can remember, that were written by these guys as they were sort of there. And we can go back and look at those here in a minute if you want. You also found a box that had a couple of stones in it, some money, I believe, and a map which led to an area about 3 or 4 miles northward into the jungle. So you guys sort of checked all that stuff out. There were no Aspis Consortium guys to sort of query about this anymore. The one guy that was still alive, the guy that you found in that covered pit, he got killed by a boar and thrown onto the boar's back, where he got skewered by that, so he died there. So you guys decided to go ahead and use the map and move north. Before you did that, Phineas sent the Silver Raven over there to check it out. Silver Raven didn't see much, but did see what looked to be like a clearing in the woods or in the jungle at that general place where you guys him. Wasn't sure what that meant. Did not see any creatures down there, but there did seem to be some sort of clearing. So you guys sort of move off there. The Silver Raven also saw that there was a stone arch sort of in the middle of this clearing. So you guys move off and head out there, and it takes you about 3 hours, pretty sweaty. You get to it and you realize that even though you're in the deepest jungle, there's cobblestones under your feet. Now these cobblestones look ancient, very old, and there's various little pieces of little.
And I want to point out, I determined they weren't golden. It's not a yellow brick road.
No, it's not a yellow brick road. That's true. Not golden. But they seem to stretch out from this one central point in all 4 of the compass points. And at the central point is a sort of circular stone area with an archway over the top of it. So you guys sort of checking this out, and you move in there. Fiat sort of goes ahead. He discovers one of those water creatures, those amphibians, a scoom, gets attacked. Lama and Heil run over there. The rest of you sort of begin to move more into the center area. When another one of these scooms pops out, in this case though, Phineas manages to charm him. Between Phineas and Beltran, you guys talk to him and essentially, get him on your side. You find out some information. So there's a fair amount of information. It's very interesting. So initially, Beltran is talking to him in Undercommon, but when Phineas casts tongues and begins talking to him in Aboleth, the scoom apologizes, calls him Master, and says, he's at Phineas's service. He didn't recognize him at first because he looks very different from the other masters, but he speaks the language of the masters and thus must also be a master. Tells him that he has 2 mistresses. They are guarding that the scoom are here guarding the stones. The 2 mistresses, one above, one below, are also guarding the stones. And in the end, Phineas sends him off to the river, which is about 200 yards away, to keep an eye out for other thieves coming to steal the stones. In the meantime, Fiat moves forward. So the one thing that one of the scoom sailors is one of the mistresses is right there. She points him out. In Beltran, you saw a woman sitting in a
bathtub.
Yeah, sort of in a hot tub almost, in a fountain. We'll call it a fountain for lack of a better word. Just sitting there, smoking a long clay pipe. Fiat moved forward, and this woman began talking to Fiat telepathically. Now she was moving her lips also, but the voice was coming inside Fiat's head, and basically said, "Look, I can, I have no wish to fight you. I would just as soon parlay. Why don't you go to your friends?" Talking to Fiat. Why don't you go to your friends and bring them forward so that we can talk and we can figure out how we can resolve the problems that we have experienced more amicably. I believe at that point, Gordon tapped Lama on the shoulder and advised her to go kill the woman, because Gordon remembers quite succinctly what she managed to do to him. He enlarges her. Lama rages, and that's just about where we ended, except for a couple of buffs. Heil enlarges Lama. Lama rages. The woman in the pool, in the fountain, says to Fiat that the orc woman will belong to me very soon. Snapper casts Bless. Beltran casts Blessing of Fervor. And I think, is that it? can't. I'm looking through my thing.
Oh, I think she wished everyone happy Purim.
Is it Purim?
Yep.
Nice, happy Purim to our Jewish friends. And that's sort of where we begin tonight. Any questions? Comments? Calls for my dismissal?
Calls for dismissal.
Charges of malfeasance?
And charges of malfeasance.
Yeah, grand malfeasance.
Malfeasance de grande.
Yes.
But that's sort of where we'll start. So I'm going to go ahead, if we want to go ahead and start a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and take some people off the map until they arrive, because that's fair.
I don't know. Why?
So let's go ahead.
Hey, Les, somewhere along in there, I can't, though I can't remember, but I have a wind wall up.
I did not see a wind. No, you couldn't have had a wind wall up because you fell in a pit. Bjorn just pulled you out of a pit maybe 3 rounds ago. I mean, you have an opportunity potentially to cast wind wall now if you want to. We're not in combat. So if that's something that you want to do, you certainly can. But I have no evidence.
Okay.
And I reviewed the video pretty extensively.
Okay. No, I mean, it's fine. I'm just looking at what spells that I have expended. That's what I was.
Gotcha. So notwithstanding Lama and Heil and Fiat, you guys are not in combat. What do you want to do, if anything, at this point?
I think we want to get into combat.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming I just got finished hauling our cleric out of a hole.
Correct.
And I don't see, based on the removal of people who are not here, I don't see the chippy in the hot tub.
Not from this distance, you don't, no.
So
I barely do. Feel like a creeper.
but Lama is back.
Well, I'm going to roll a perception check of 30.
Okay.
It's pretty good. And
Okay.
so do I see any other combatants? I mean, something else has got to be going on.
Well, no. What the Scoom told Phineas was that, hey, there's Gordon and Jennifer. Welcome.
Just Gordon at the moment, but
Just Gordon at the moment. All right. Well, so what the Scoom told Phineas was that there were a few other Scooms kind of like hanging out in the woods, and Phineas told the one that he had charmed to go collect his cousin, as we refer to him as his cousin. And he said, go collect your cousin and then move towards the river, which is about 200 yards that way. And guard the river, keep an eye on the river, so that in case any other humans come this way, because they would be thieves and that kind of thing. That was sort of the impression that the Scoom gave Phineas, was that the Aspis Consortium guys, that at least some of them they ate. But as Phineas pointed out, I mean, some of them got away with a couple of stones, and there's no, I mean, you guys don't know how that happened. And then you have the other ones that were back at the campsite that looked like they had committed suicide. And that doesn't make a ton of sense either.
Oh yeah, it does.
How do you figure?
Because I saw what this chick did to John.
Yeah, you have a creature that can control people's
Yeah.
minds.
Okay.
Outside knows exactly how that happened.
Okay.
Okay, well, Les, at least according to my screen, I can see the edge of this pool over here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, I rolled a 30 on a perception. I am going to move in that direction. However, I want to see if notice that there is a pit here.
As soon as you start moving, I tell you to stop.
No.
Okay,
Right.
so he begins moving, and
move.
Beltran yells out, "Stop!"
So I stop.
You fall in things. Don't do that anymore.
All right. Because even not, I was going to go around, kind of go farther north there. That's fine. Hey, listen, somebody else is in control of this band. That's all right.
Well, I'm not controlling this band. I just don't want you to fall down another pit, which I'm suspecting is right there. And,
I love you too.
and right there-ish.
All right, well then let's do something. I mean, you know, there's.
I had my next action planned, but we're short of people. My next action was planned on a particular party member who's not currently on the screen.
Are you talking about Llama?
That would be the one.
She's a woman doing dishes with a mission.
So she's still there, so you can put her on the screen. Gordon can yell back and forth. What do you want to do?
She is here. I can maybe get her to. Everybody's gone now, so she should be here in a second.
All right. So, Snapper, with your 30 perception check, yeah, you could see the edge of that pool, and it certainly looks out of place in this area. You know, it's essentially, and the way I described it last week was, it's essentially it's about the size of a really big baby pool. It's got about a 3-foot kind of wall of stone. It basically what it is in areas like that don't have rivers or something like that, when they find a spring, they will oftentimes build this sort of retention area above the spring where the spring bubbles up so that they can capture the water, doesn't leak all over everywhere. And they capture the water, and this is the place where like people who need water would go with their buckets and their bottles and that kind of stuff and fill them up. Right. It's pretty large. It's about probably 20 feet across. It has a polished sort of lip on the top of it. You don't see any woman in there, although Beltran assures you that there is one.
All right, well, I am going to, even though I'm not going to move forward, I'm going to move 5 feet.
Actually, I'm going to tell you, ask Caller to Snapper, do you have protection from evil?
I believe I do.
Basically, I'm going to call over, if you got protection from evil, hit Bjorn with it.
I say we skip the protection from evil.
All right.
And basically, that I'm moving to do the same thing to Llama. If we're not in combat, then I'm just going to run over and cast the spell.
We're not in combat right now. So yeah, if that's something that you want to do, you can scoot over there. I mean, you're pretty close.
Yeah.
Now Llama is just fired up rage. So she's like, and she's enlarged. So she's big, and she's like, you know, like because Heil has told her, go kill that thing.
If she's in a rage, then I will touch her in a very nice, very consenting way. Then.
So like,
Bjorn?
I don't become. I
don't know.
Bjorn?
Target of that rage.
Yeah.
You now have protection from evil on you.
Okay, thank you.
And so does Llama.
Thank you.
Hey, Llama, you're here.
I'm here. It was more fun than doing dishes.
Okay.
I'm taking that as a huge compliment on my DMing abilities. Less hostile or dungeon master, better than dishes. Putting that on my resume.
I do like to clean house, so that is a compliment.
That's true. All right, so just so we're clear, we have protection from evil on Bjorn and on Llama. Mm-hmm. Blessing of fervor for the next 7 rounds on everyone. Actual bless for basically the combat.
The combat.
Protection of evil lasts 7 minutes, though. So
okay, so it's the rest of combat. I think that's all the spells. Oh, tongues is still going on.
And I've still got Inspire Courage going.
Okay. Inspire Courage is happening. That is happening.
It is happening.
Cool. All right. So at this point, since people are starting to buff and things like that, let's go ahead and roll some niche. Let's do that. All right. Let me delete all these other ones. We'll start over.
Protection from evil here on the.
Hey, you ready?
You need spells.
Go for it, dude.
Use all spells. Should be commonly used. Hey, Les, did Heil have the blessing of fervor? I don't remember. I don't have it on the sheet.
Heil did, yeah.
I had everybody with it. Well, I could do up to 7, or I could do up to 8 people. And I think we don't have more than 8 people, so pretty sure everyone got it.
What, Corona?
What does protection from evil do? Remind me. I meant to do it by hand.
It does a couple of things, but I think in large part it helps. It keeps creatures from other evil creatures from other planes from touching you.
And it helps
gives you a
with mind effect stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, at my level, or for Bajorn, it gives a +2 deflection for AC and saves, counters mind control.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Hedge. It says
I like
hedge
that.
out elemental and outsiders. So.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. So Bjorn got a 13.8, Beltran got a 20.5, Phineas with a 17-roo. Let's go ahead and get him locked in. Pretty low for you, Phineas.
Well,
Snappy A with a gentleman's 10. Let's go ahead and suck that in there. And then me, and who are we missing? Bjorn, did you? Oh, you're already in. Okay,
I'm on there.
Right. So all we're missing is Fiat for when he jumps in. All right. So first things first, Beltran. So you have just touched Lama and given her protection from evil. It is now, as we go into initiative, it is now your turn again. What's your next move?
I'm going to point Llama towards the pool, but say there's probably another pit along that path, so watch walking on the paths.
Okay. All right. So you're going to point her in the direction of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll basically tell her to swing left when she goes around.
Hold on a second.
Did we lose Gordon and Jennifer on the video?
I think we did.
damn it.
Okay. Sorry, my kid's asking me for the Wi-Fi thing. All right. So So you go to you basically say, Lama, go there. Be careful of pits. Go to the fountain. That's where
I tell her to swing left as she goes to the fountain.
Swing
I'll
left.
go straight there.
As you go to the fountain. Okay. All right. Are you gonna do anything else? Or move or?
I'm gonna move. Okay, I'll do these step at a time. That way, in case there's a pit there, you can tell me to stop.
Okay.
I'll go to there. That's 5.
All right.
10.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
20.
Okay.
From there, I can see her.
Yep.
I am taking a shot.
You're gonna shoot at her. Okay.
And I'm just going to hit this, and then I'll tell you the adjustments here pretty quick.
Okay.
It's just the first shot.
Okay. 26. All right.
It's plus, let's see, less than 3. So it's +3 to hit from what it says there.
+3, so it's a 29 to hit?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And 6 points of damage?
Yes.
All right. So you run up there and you are standing by the thing. You draw a line there and you see this woman. She's basically lounging in this pool.
Oh, but it's the same woman that we saw.
It's the same woman that you saw before. Yeah. So like
so yeah, I don't care if she's washing her back. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's smoking a long pipe. And sort of lounging in the pool. Shoot for the pipe and it blows up in her face. So you shoot and that arrow looks like it's pretty spot on. And so you see her sort of look up. Give me a perception check. How far are you? Are you outside of a range increment?
No. Oh no, I'm not outside of a range increment.
Yeah, you're about 55 feet. Okay.
I'm not even half. I'm about a half a range increment out. Perception. 18.
18. All right. So you see her as the arrow is winging towards her, and you're pretty sure that this is a good shot. This is going to hit her. You see her sort of very casually put up her hand, and the arrow just goes right through. And she sort of dodges to the side like the arrow was going to hit her in the head, but she sort of like moves her head to the side. The arrow goes right through, and she looks at it, and she sort of, I mean, you can see from here that she sort of smiles. She sets the pipe down and reaches in and snaps the arrow, and then sort of like leans her hand over the edge and sort of drops it, the arrowhead, and then throws the other one. And then she looks directly at you, and you hear a voice in your head, a very beautiful voice that says, I wish you hadn't done that for your own sake.
Okay.
It's a chilling voice, because just the unstated threat underneath this very beautiful voice. Phineas, you just saw
like the threat under this voice.
Yeah, you just saw Beltran sort of step around that pit, fire an arrow, and it looked to you that maybe she caught it. You're not sure.
Okay. So, am I up to bat?
Yep.
Okay. Looking for the spell, sorry.
What spell are you looking for?
Be able to open a communication link.
Message?
What? Message,
looking
yes.
for message?
Yes, I think that's it.
It's a first level or 0 level.
It's, looks like it dropped off my spells list.
Well, can't use then. Sorry.
Yep, sorry, you lose. Wah, wah.
If was it on there before? Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, it's a cantrip. He can pick any one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
unless it's not in your class or something. So I mean,
It is. I'm a classy guy.
That's true.
So how far forward can I move and still cast?
Well, for message, for a cantrip, it's going to be a standard action to cast. So one move action, so half your movement rate.
Okay, so
Just
I'm gonna
watch out for
move
the pit.
here. I'm gonna watch out for the pit.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to open a message to the person in the pool.
To the person in the pool. Okay.
And let her know that I found a discarded bikini top, and I'm wondering if it's hers.
was it teensy teensy?
All right. So saving throw none, spell resistance none, one creature per level. You can whisper and receive. You point your finger at the creature you want to receive the message. When you whisper, it's audible to. And it's just her you're sending this to, or are you sort of including everyone?
I'm including them. They can hear. We're not saying anything personal.
Okay. So in this case, you need. So you can do one creature per level. What's your level?
Spell level or my level?
Same.
I'm level.
Your level. Level 8. Okay. So you can. There aren't 8 people here, so you can basically just sort of wave your finger around, and everybody is clued into this. And so, but I mean, the spell connects with her, and you can say what you want to say. What was your message? You found a bikini top, and you're wondering if it's hers?
Yes, I'd like to return it to its proper owner.
You hear this voice come back to you and say, "Keep it, Mr. Bard. I would love to make your acquaintance. Perhaps we should discuss it. Approach my pool and join me."
What language is she speaking?
She's speaking Aboleth to you because she gets the impression that you know Aboleth.
Okay, and
she's speaking that very sibilant language the same language you spoke with the Skoom.
Well, I thank her and let her know that I really appreciate the 100 gold pieces I found in the in a little pocket
of the bikini.
Yep.
I kind of like to see the bikini top.
Yeah, no kidding.
That could
I'd
hold
like to
100
see that
gold
too.
pieces.
That's like a Princess Leia bikini top.
Yeah.
Just what kind of a bikini is able to hold 100 gold pieces?
A bikini of holding, duh.
Hold on, I gotta write that down.
It's a bikini of holding.
Hold on, what kind of bikini can hold 100 GP? A bikini of holding, duh. Got it. Okay. All right. So,
Sounds like something that could go on a 9-year-old gameplay day.
all right. Okay, hold on.
Are all 9-year-old boys at some point.
All right. So you hear her laugh as you make this joke, and you know it's a musical, wonderful laugh. I mean, you're enchanted by it. This is a woman that you find yourself sort of smiling at her laughing at your joke without meaning to, because you know that she's probably pretty dangerous. But at the same time, the laughter is enchanting.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah, she is kind of very hot.
Did we skip John and Llama?
No, they had fallen out when we were doing it. So yeah, we did skip them. So we'll go back and do them.
Okay.
Back.
All right.
Internet issues. We're good.
So Phineas. That's it for you, I think.
Yep.
Okay. So John Heil and Lama. So John, you told Lama to go kill her, and then you enlarged her, and then Beltran ran over and gave her protection from evil. So what do you do?
And told Llama to swing left when she goes after her because there's probably a pit in her way.
Okay.
And you guys are muted.
Did we lose him again?
No, they're still there. They're just muted.
I can't unmute him, so. You guys are muted, and we can't see you. All right, we'll come back to that. Gordon, there he is. I heard Gordon. Did you guys hear Gordon?
Sorry. Back, yeah. I didn't hear a thing you said, Mike. My internet's going nuts on me.
We're fixing it. We're fixing it.
Okay.
Okay.
I just told Llama to swing left because there's probably a pit close somewhere in here.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
So swing left on your way to her.
Go wide.
Yes.
And she is over here.
Yeah, she's in that. I think you can maybe see it. She's in this. Yeah, you think that she's in this thing here. There's a essentially like a little pool or fountain. You know, it's about 3 foot high. It has a marble sort of ridge to it.
And we're not hasted or anything, right?
Not hasted. No.
You've got Blessing of Fervor, which you get to choose what happens. You know all about the spell because you used to cast it on us all the time.
I do,
Yeah, so Blessing of Fervor, you can increase your speed by 30 feet. You can stand up as a swift action without provoking. You can make an extra attack as a part of a full. I mean, it's sort of like haste, only better. +2 bonus on attack or dodge. Yeah, cast a single spell as if it were enlarged. There's a lot of different things, and you can switch each round. So yeah, it's like a better version of haste.
You could use the extra movement just to get over there, and the next round you could start with maybe the +2 to AC and attack, or maybe +1 so you get an extra attack, whatever.
So you don't yell at me in public.
Somebody yell at you? Because we will handle that for you.
But yeah.
Yeah, Heil is gonna switch back. He's gonna unsummon his Eidolon, turn back into John Heil. And,
okay.
And then I think he's gonna probably back up next to Phineas, and that's all he's gonna do. Jennifer's trying to figure out something's going on with the stream here. Hang on.
Okay.
God, it's a mess. It's a shit show. That's what's going on. Thanks. That's still whatever.
All right. All right, so you go over there back by Phineas for reasons unknown.
Sorry,
running
guys.
away, Les.
Okay. A strategic retrograde.
Yeah, exactly.
To get into position. All right, and then Lama, what are you doing?
Oh, Lama, sorry. I'm struggling here. Hang on.
All right, happens.
So if I have a speed of 40, I got to go 52 feet. If I double run, I can't do anything. But,
No, you can use your.
but if I use that feat, then I can get there and still get a full round.
No, you'll get one.
Well, you get an extra 30 if you use Blessing of Fervor for that.
Okay, so because I want to go wide. Well, I don't have to go too wide, really.
And so does that have, is it an extra 30 per move action? Increase your speed by 30 feet. So yeah, that's an extra, so in a full turn, that would be an extra 60.
Yeah, but she's trying to get one attack. So if she uses the Blessing of Fervor, she can get to the creature and still get one attack, right?
What's your speed? What's your current speed?
Normally 40, so plus the 30, it's going to get
40.
me to.
You have reach from
So
yeah, so if you want to get to like here, yeah, and attack, yeah, you can. You can get a single attack.
Okay, but I did go around, so I didn't. That's actually shorter the way I just moved her, but it's.
All right, show me the exact path though. Did you went from here? You were here.
What's that key to do that? Don
I
always
went
knows
here,
that one.
and then I went up.
Like this? Oh, like that. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right, yeah, no, that's fine. You and you get there, and you will have an attack. Hey, there's Fiat.
Huh. How do you get rid of the line now?
Morning, Eric.
Line?
I need you to roll initiative when you get a chance.
Yes, sir.
I get it. Shit, I'm so behind. Front.
So, Eric, just to let you know, Lama just was like, "Roar!" and roared past you, heading for that pool where the woman is in.
All right. Lama is always saving my hobbit thinking.
She seems to be.
Might be different depending on what you're doing.
Plus 18. I think it's the first one. Okay. Lama finally swings. She runs over and then stands like an idiot.
22. 22, that's what you rolled to hit?
Oh, God, yes.
That is not going to hit. And actually, you see her sort of like, you bring that sword down, you're like, "Rah!" And you see her sort of like, it's almost as if she kind of like, just sort of like moves very quickly out of the way. And your sword comes down hard on the marble lip of this pool with a clang, shoo, and she sort of like scooches out of the way, and you see her smile at you.
I say, I hear you're up to no good.
She says back, she's like, oh no, the opposite. I'm up to a great deal of good, and I think I'd like you to help me.
Prepare for a save.
But it's not her turn yet. So, Phineas, it is. Phineas already went, so it is her turn. So yes, so you find yourself becoming increasingly mesmerized by her eyes, and in your head, her voice is like, you should join with me. I think that together we could accomplish a lot. And you start to. Is that your saving throw?
That was a natty.
Natty 20 on will save?
Yeah.
All right. So you're starting to sort of like fall into this, and then you hear like a voice in the back of your head yelling, no, she's got it, and you're like trying to shake it out of it as she's tried to dominate you, and she sort of like looks back at you, and she is not happy. She's going to use the rest of the turn to sort of daintily swim over to the other side of the pool, out of your range. Bjorn.
I'm going to use the move affecting piece of Blessing of Fervor, and I'm going to get to here.
Okay, show me your path.
10, 15, 20, 20. Did you see that or no?
I did not.
Well, damn it. So I started out here.
You're right next to Snap?
Yeah, here. It's
not, can you draw a line?
Oh, good God. How do we do that again? What is it?
All right.
Control something?
So it's the little draw line, the line drawer. I would just do like laminate and just, get the drawer and just draw a freehand line and show
There's
me
a
the path.
paintbrush underneath.
Yeah, just use the paintbrush. Oh, so you're going around behind Snapper and then over?
Up here, and then from here,
Okay.
straight across to here.
Gotcha. Okay, you're fine.
And this is a wall, correct?
That is correct.
So I'm going to get over here and use that wall as cover.
Okay. You gonna do anything else? Or are you gonna just stop there? I mean, do you have a missile weapon that you're gonna fire from behind there?
That was only one movement.
Okay.
This woman looks dead. Does she have like no
So I'm going to
health?
move here.
Well, you don't know yet. Nobody's actually hit her yet.
Shouldn't she have a full red bar? I thought maybe she just has 1 hit point left.
She seems fine.
So I'm going to move to here.
All right, so you're gonna go around the back of that, back of that wall.
Around the back of the wall, and I can still, sort of back to wall military style.
Okay.
But it gives me the ability to get to her and still swing in one round.
Gotcha. Okay, next time. Okay, cool. All right, Snapper, you're up.
Well, I'm going to take a standard action or a 1 action and cast magic weapon on my mace.
Okay, you're gonna cast magic weapon on mace, so it makes it into a +1 wet mace or
Yes.
+2. Okay.
And can I move it all?
Yeah, I think casting magic weapon. Magic weapon is it's like a 1st level spell, so it's probably a standard action. So you probably have 1 move action left.
So I could probably go 20 feet. I'm going to avoid this area.
If you use Blessing of Fervor, you can move as much as 50 feet.
I'm going to use Blessing of Fervor.
Okay.
And now wait a minute. Ah, Doug, how far can I go? That's where I'm going.
The other side of Bjorn?
Yeah.
What's your path look like?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to avoid this area.
Okay.
Because that's where this is. So I'm pretty much going to go about here.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I mean, unless I fall into something on the way.
No, you don't. So you go behind Bjorn. Other side of Bjorn. Okay, cool. All right, John Heil, top of the order. John, you're behind Phineas.
I'm gonna summon some crocodiles.
What?
I'm just trying to figure out how many I can get here.
All right.
So I've got 4. So 1d4 + 1.
Okay.
1d4, and I'm same thing like Mike in campaign A. It doesn't take me a full round to do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Regular action. So 2. Let's see here.
2 crocs. You know how many hit points they would have?
Yeah, I got 22. And I'm going to put them behind her, like here and here, where they can attack her right away. Actually, I'm going to put 1 in the water, and 1. So I'm going to flank them.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you these things. Whoop. Hold on. Control die.
Control die? That sounds terrible.
Controlled by. Sorry. All right, here we go. All right, here's your crocs. You should be able to move them.
Okay.
Neither of those hit. But go ahead and did you want them did you want both of them in the pool?
No, I'm gonna put them. Like that.
Also, I really don't like that summoners can do monster summoning faster than a full round action. Do not.
That's their
like
thing.
that. Do not like that at all.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, one's on the outside, one's on the inside, and they both attack with flanking. But with those rolls, neither of those. I'm assuming that the +5s are the 2 hits.
Yeah, and then the other 2 were for the slap with the tail, but they were also misses.
Okay. Yeah. No, all those are misses. As she sort of is like, she sees them materialize, and you see her smile, and she's sort of like, they're attacking her, and you see her sort of slapping them away. Lama, give me a perception check. Since you are the closest.
One of the least perceptive.
Oh, you're pretty close. So what'd you roll? 23. That's pretty good. It's not least perceptive. All right. So you are so you're getting ready to sort of run around to the other side of the pool, sort of trying to attack her again. And then you see these crocodiles materialize near there. You're like, what is this about? And then you very briefly see something very strange. It's like her face changes into this sort of saturnine, dark-eyed, red pinprick eyeballs, black long hair, for a very brief moment as she's defending herself against these crocodiles, and then hold on, and then the naiad is back again. So there was like a change that sort of she sort of metamorphosized very briefly as she's sort of swatting away the attacks of these crocodiles that you saw, and you're like, what was that? And then the next thing you know, she's the beautiful woman with the shawl and everything, sort of like swimming back and forth in the thing.
Llama wouldn't really know what that means, though, right?
I don't know. I mean,
I have no knowledge of anything.
But you
Okay.
know when something changes and it looks weird.
Yeah, it looks weird. So,
But I would recognize it looks like a demon, that she looked like a demon that lost her grasp on her illusion there for a minute.
I don't know that would be the first conclusion you would jump to, but you did see this. So you're basically looking at what looks to be a very beautiful fae woman that everybody pretty much assumes is a naiad. When these crocodiles attack her, very briefly, like a split second, she becomes a different woman. Now, this other woman is also very beautiful, but a very different way. It's sort of like Fire and Ice from American Gladiators.
Okay.
So you have one hand, you have this blonde woman who's very beautiful. On the other hand, you have this black-haired woman who's also very beautiful, but in a very sort of
So here's what I would suggest.
dominatrix sort of way.
Since I have a message open with both of them, I will convey to everyone else what I interpret it to be.
Okay, what do you interpret it to be?
I interpret it to be that she switched from a naiad to an evil. Don't know what yet.
Do you have knowledge demonology or knowledge planes or
Yes.
knowledge women? Do you have that?
I do not have knowledge of women.
No, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. None of us have knowledge women.
I have knowledge of women.
But I have knowledge arcana and
None of us have knowledge women.
planes. So I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Okay, give me a knowledge planes roll.
Like plains, like where Kansas.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
No, planes, the outer planes, the abyssal planes, the infernal regions.
Ah.
Oh yeah, you're not sure what the hell's going on. You're getting all of this secondhand. You're not. You're
Right.
I mean, frankly, you're 100 feet away. You have a paucity of information. Lama's just like, hey, she changed into a dark-haired woman, and Phineas is like, well, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, I mean, you don't have enough information to sort of get the information that to sort of come to a conclusion yet.
Hey, Les.
Yep.
I hate to slow things down for a little bit,
but you're gonna.
I'm going to. I didn't see you write down that little exchange with your little quotes that you do. that is by far got to be the best thing we're ever going to hear tonight.
Which was?
Knowledge of women.
You have knowledge, woman.
Oh,
and the chuckle, and no one here has knowledge, woman.
I got that. I wrote it down.
Okay, all right.
We're playing D&D. None of us have knowledge women.
Okay, where did I say? Where did that document?
It'll get tweeted. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Tomorrow.
Maybe later tonight. All right. So so that's Phineas. You're sort of yelling out, Heil. It's your turn. So
Yeah, did I do the crocodiles this time? No,
that was last time. You're top of the order.
All right. So then,
Oh wait, did you just do the crocodiles? You did just do the crocodiles.
Okay. So I got one move left, and I'm going to move towards her. I just got to figure out. So 10.
All right. And I'm going to need your path.
Yeah.
Because this trepidation with regard to pits is not entirely unfounded.
See it there?
Okay.
And I've got a 30 and 30, I think.
So you'll have 60 feet if you use Blessing of Fervor for that.
Yeah. Yes, 30. So 60 feet. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I can get to about there.
Okay. So you're on the other side of that wall. I guess you would know that both Bjorn and Snap are on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, is that too high that I can't see it? Is it a high wall?
Well, the wall itself is probably 7 or 8 feet tall. So yeah, you can't see them, but you know they're back there because you saw them run over there.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Beltran. Basically, your entire team is abandoning you, running towards this woman because you're pretty sure they're in love with her. So
they're probably trying to protect her because I shot her.
That doesn't bode well for you.
I'm in love with you. And no knowledge woman.
Yeah, my wife happens to walk by just during that interchange with the no knowledge woman, so she keeps
Hi, Amy.
Well, you did just say, I'm pretty sure I'm in love with you. So that, again, no knowledge woman. That's not at all.
That's
all right.
Rolling ones every single time.
Pretty much. And to prove my no knowledge woman, I'm going to shoot at her again. Although I'm switching my. Actually, she's pretty already. I think I'm going to leave the same stuff. Just leave it like it is.
So you're just going to do full attack action shooting under Blessing.
All these are going to be at +3 to hit. So whatever this macro says, they're all +3.
All right, so if you're using Blessing of Fervor, you get 1 extra attack.
No, I'm actually using the part of that gives me the +2.
Oh, +2 to hit? Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, I've already got 3 attacks.
I don't get those attacks.
Do you get flanking, Mike?
What's that?
You get flanking with the...
I do not. Pretty much only rogues
Yeah.
get flanking with ranged weapons, and you have to be within 30 feet to get that.
Hunters can have it with a teamwork feat.
Okay, hunters might get it too, but I know rogues get it by default. So I do not get that. But anyway, this is going to be, all these are going to be a +3.
All right, +3. All right, so the first one misses, the third one misses, the second one hits, but again, she like reaches out and blocks it with the same hand. The pipe is gone. You don't know where the pipe went, but she blocks it. And this time she looks over and she's got like one hand on one of the. She's got one of her hands on one of the crocs. She's like holding its mouth shut, but she reaches up and sort of stops the arrow with her hand. Like a lightning bolt, she just stops it. It goes through her hand again, and you can see in this case a little. Well, it's hard to see from here, but Lama, you would see that there's like a little driblet of sort of black blood kind of running down her arm into the water as she looks at the arrow. She can't release the croc, so she sort of smashes the arrow down onto the edge and breaks it. There's still like wood piece coming out, but it's like it shatters the arrow, but there's still like a piece of wood stuck in her hand, and that blood is sort of dribbling out.
Okay, and we don't have Phineas is not singing, correct?
I am singing.
He is indeed singing, but he's singing Inspire Competence, not Inspire Courage.
Oh, okay, then take 2 points away from that damage, so it's only 12 instead of 14.
12 points. Okay, hold on just a
Wait,
sure.
Courage would give you a bonus.
Courage would, but you're saying Inspire Competence.
Competence gives you skills, courage gives you attack and damage.
I thought I was singing Courage.
Well, you can switch next time.
Okay. All right. I thought it was courage. Okay.
I thought it was. Oh shoot! Hold on a second. Hold everything.
We were already engaged in battle at that point.
I have it in my notes as inspire competence.
Okay. Okay.
But you could switch it on your turn.
When it's my turn, okay.
I have inspire courage.
You did.
Hold on, I gotta put her back in the pool.
There's already fighting going on, so I figure I would have switched at that point. But I could be wrong. I'm often wrong.
Not you. All right, so the arrow hits her. There's Llama. You can see that little runnel of black blood. It's too far away for you to see Beltran, but you definitely hit her. And I think that is das for das. Yes, for Beltran. Yeah.
Yeah.
Llama.
Hey, Eric, did you roll initiative?
No, sir. I will now.
You got to get in that initiative.
Oh yeah, it's D20 plus 4. Yeah, I wrote back to you. That's right, I think.
Yeah, hold on.
Let's see if he rolls higher than a 20.
Okay.
Ha-ha!
He does. Look at this guy. All right, he rolls a 22. So let's go ahead. I'll add him in. 22. We'll put him. Why don't Fiat, you go now, since Beltran just went, and then we'll jump back down. Is that okay with you, Jennifer, that he goes and then we jump back down to Llama?
Of course, sure.
Okay. All right, Eric, what are you going to do? Because frankly, the entirety of the battle relies on your narrow shoulders, my friend.
So we're screwed.
Yes.
Last time, first, I'm sorry that I joined late. I had to get my kids to sleep.
No worries. Family first, man.
Last time, I was losing my battle of charm and wits with the naiad.
So just to give you a heads up, because you were gone for the sort of the heads up. So the last time at the very end, she was talking to you. And she was basically saying, look, be my emissary with your guys. I just want to parlay. We should talk about it. We should put aside our differences. I know that there have been some potential murders in the past, but we can set that aside. That'd be great. Then you asked her if she would care for some tea, at which point she said, that would be lovely. We're so far away from everything, from civilization. I would love a little bit of tea. And you began digging in your pack, but not so much for tea, for your Masterwork sling staff and your boulder bullet, your large size boulder bullet. Now you hadn't got those out yet. You were still digging around and sort of parlaying. So that's where you were at.
Great, cool. If I happen to find my sling and my boulder bullet, and
you totally would, yeah.
If I happen to sling it toward the naiad, is it gonna hit Llama?
All right, so that's a great question. So if you look at the line of sight, there is something. So here's what a boulder bullet does. It's basically a magical sling bullet, but it's actually a shrunken piece of catapult ammunition. A boulder bullet expands rapidly when launched, which means once it leaves the sling, it begins to increase. It increases in size and deals greater base damage. It doesn't affect the bullet's range or any of the normal mechanics, but the boulder bullet is treated as siege weapon ammunition for the purpose of wind and other penalties. If it's launched and misses, you roll D8 to find out where it lands, blah, blah, blah. You have a heavy boulder bullet, which is essentially a +3 sling bullet that expands to the size of heavy catapult ammunition. So, and it increases the base damage of the weapon itself to 8d6.
You can hold off until Llama's turn and tell her to move the hell out of your way. You can hold off a hand, around one right after me. Reserve. That's the word I'm looking for.
I don't want to drop a boulder on my friend Llama, so I am going to get my bullet ready to sling.
Okay.
I'm winding up. I want to move a bit north, and as I move, I want to say, llama, duck.
All right. So you hear from behind you, Llama, the voice of Fiat saying, "You should duck."
Hit the dirt.
I'm pretty sure you go there. You should be able to get her still.
And can I move up maybe to here? Right there?
Yep.
Watch it, watch it, watch the pits. Pits.
Oh, pits.
There's some pits.
You know,
Eltron's for X would yell if he saw him running towards there and say, "Don't run on the path."
I have to move 10 feet. There you go.
Don't run on the path. All right. So you've got your sling staff out, which you are whirling around. You have the bullet in it, and you run over to the path, at which point everybody starts screaming, "Watch out!" for pits, but you do not seem to hit any pits.
From here to here.
Okay, good. Then,
Right. But that'll do it for you. All right. So now Llama.
Yeah, it doesn't do it.
No, because you're 10 foot, so your 10 foot is there.
Okay, hang on. We're trying to figure out whether a llama can move. I can only move 5 foot, right? That would be 5 foot.
To do a full attack action, yeah.
That's 5 foot, right? We agree?
Yep.
Okay. And then again, we are not 10 foot away.
You do it from the.
It's
from the square though. The
or is
square.
it from right here? Where do I measure from? The middle of where I'm standing or from here?
Not from the middle, from your edge.
Oh, so I am 10 foot then.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Llama moves there and said, yes, definitely not playing nice. I'm not playing
That's
nice.
funny, Les.
I'm waiting for her to notice.
What? I haven't noticed anything. What? Hey, now.
All right, sorry. It was just a tactical kind of thing. All right, so yeah, you're within 10 feet. You have 10-foot reach with your, what are you using? Your two-handed sword?
My +2 bastard sword.
Bastard sword, that's right. Okay, so you're coming around. All right.
So I can make an extra attack at my highest attack bonus.
Right.
And that is a magical bastard sword?
It is a magical bastard sword.
Okay.
Isn't that great?
That's
Okay.
great.
So yeah, this
For
is
you. Doesn't do shit for me.
Here
And
we
you know
go.
my arrows have been magical too, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and
You get 4 attacks?
I get an extra one with this blessing of fervor.
You get 3 attacks normally?
No, it's on there. You only get 2, Jen. It's
Yeah.
No, it was like that before. The blessing of fervor, you have to pick every time, so it can't know what you're going to pick. You have to add it.
No, you go to laptop. You pick it here. See, you picked. Where's it? At?
Plus, it's got all of it.
Gain 1 extra attack. No, I picked it for you.
You picked
number
it
3.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't tell me he picked it
Yeah.
for me. Okay, take out one of those 18s. Technically, it would be the extra one would be the third one. 1,
The
2.
last 18.
Yeah, the 22. I didn't know you could do that.
So 25, 26, and 26.
So you basically just removed your lowest one?
Yeah. Well,
the
I mean,
last one.
I did it because I would have been.
The last 18. She
It
removed.
seems patently unfair. All 3 of those hit.
Do you know why I did it though, Les? I did the third 18 because it would have been my extra one. That's why I chose the third one. I didn't even look at the numbers. I
Okay.
just didn't.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
So all 3 hit,
Awesome.
and she is unhappy.
She's not even half as unhappy as she's going to be. So we.
Does she reach up and catch her blade?
She does. Well, no, she doesn't catch the blade, but she is basically defending with her hands, right? So, I mean, obviously with Llama, she's just slashing away with this bastard sword. And so, well, let's see what the damage looks like before I start doing flavor text.
Let's call it 68.
That's pretty solid. All right, so all right, so a lot of damage. She's blocking it. You're cutting up her forearms, and you can see a couple of things. One, that black blood is coming out is coming out more, and you can see that the wounds themselves. Yeah, I mean, you sort of come across with a slash, and she blocks it, sort of like puts up her arm to keep you from hitting her head. And you cut this big slash across her forearm, and the slash begins to knit as it as it goes through, so that she's like stopping the bleeding and stuff like that. But yeah, you hit her 3 times and a fair amount of damage. She is unhappy about that. The water is starting to. Actually, give me a perception check real quick.
Llama's gonna throw her head back and say, "She's not playing fair. She's healing." Perception. Yeah.
12, not great, but I think you're standing right on top of this. You notice that the water is beginning to steam. Like, because you're angering her, there's like heat starting to leach into the water, and the water itself, it's not boiling or anything, but it's starting to like, there's wisps of steam coming off of it.
It's a hot tub.
Llama's never
It's turning
gonna
into an
say
actual
that.
hot tub.
She's not going to say it out loud, but she's starting to hope her friend Bjorn shows up. This nasty niche needs more attention than I can give her.
Well,
Nice.
you happen to have a message link with your friendly neighborhood bard who can pass these things along.
Okay, well, it's the friendly neighborhood bard's turn. So if there's a message in there, let's hear it.
Well, so the friendly neighborhood bard wants to get in and see what the heck is going on.
Okay.
Using the fervor and
So
now
he's gonna move closer.
yes,
Okay.
because I want to spread the joy, and I am now using this incredible two-handed playing technique like Stanley Jordan, where I'm playing the Flight of the Valkyries with hammer-ons and pull-offs. And it's just getting everyone swole.
Okay. So you are inspiring courage at this point.
Yes, yes.
I get it. I see.
And I send a message to that hot chick asking her if she's seen my surfboard.
Okay. Excellent. So the response you get is not verbal, but it's like a layer of confusing. You're not entirely 100% sure that she knows what a surfboard is.
That's all right. I'm here to boondoggle.
And she's the fact is probably naiads don't surf.
Neither does Charlie.
Neither does Charlie. All right, so you run up there and you are seeing this, and you guys.
And you're switching to.
You guys hear Ride of the Valkyries in the background?
I can.
Okay,
No.
It's not too loud, is it?
A little bit.
All right, I'm turning it down a little bit.
And you're switching to inspire courage, right?
Yes.
What did you have on before? Inspire.
It's about competence. It was Mission Impossible theme. All right, Phineas. So now it's her turn. So the Crocs will get an attack of opportunity as she disappears. So go ahead and roll those before she disappears.
He's got an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, she's casting some sort of magical ability. So the Crocs will get an attack of opportunity.
And the one croc in the llama should get a bonus.
I guess llama would probably get one too. Oh, natty 20. Go ahead and roll a confirm on that natty 20 for the tail slap. No confirmation, but that is a hit. Go ahead and do damage.
Yeah, at least I hit once.
And then Llama, go ahead and if you want to take attack of opportunity, you'll get one too.
Okay, one mouse.
But you don't have to take it. I'm just saying that it's completely at your discretion.
I will. Hang on just a second.
You don't have to. I mean, don't let these guys tell you what to do.
Hey, Andrew, is it a +2 bonus we get from your bard stuff?
Yeah.
To attack and damage.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
9 points tail slap, Les, if that.
9-point tail slap. All right, I will go ahead and take that. As she is like backing away and she's doing some sort of, I mean, you can see her doing some sort of spell. The crocodile, she has to let go of the crocodile and he whirls around and smacks her with the tail and she's like, ah. And then a 31, that will also hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh, Ooh, dang, that's tough. Okay, but then she disappears, and the water kind of like splooshes back and forms a little water spout in there as the crocodiles are sort of like looking around, but she has disappeared.
She's wily.
Wily Coyote.
So the water flowed back in. She's definitely.
She doesn't look. It doesn't look like she is in the pool anymore.
Okay. Well, we know she's got a sister downstairs. My guess is she went to her sister to say, "Help me! These guys are beating the crap out of me."
And it's
Probably a good guess.
Bjorn's turn. Chuckles?
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
you
I'm,
thinking?
well, the original idea was to move single movement here.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
All right. There are still some crocs over there, which you
Yeah, I'm
suspect
pretty
might
sure
be
I know.
summoned.
I'm pretty sure I know where they came from.
Okay. So yeah, they're just sort of wandering around. They're not, and they certainly don't attack you. But you peer into the. So give me a perception check as you peer into the water.
14.
14. You don't see any people, and you certainly don't see any naiad or mermaid or whatever the heck she is. You do see, though, in the water is sort of floating in the water is like these little patches of what looks to be black blood. It's not dispersing in the water, though. It's sort of collected in little patches, like it's got some sort of viscosity to it. And there's like 2 or 3 of these like little patches, maybe the size of a palm of a woman's hand, sort of just like floating around in the pool. The pool itself is not moving, and nor does it seem to be hot in the same way that Lama, you feel like that it was definitely the creature that was generating that heat, and now that she's gone, it seems to be going back to like sort of ambient temperature, which is still warm. Frankly, you guys are in the middle of the jungle.
Dokie.
So Bjorn, yeah, she's not there. I mean, there's a couple of crocs are sort of like wandering around, like what the heck? But no naiad.
And I'm all out of ready mix to dump into this pool to make it concrete.
That'd be awesome. That's a good spell. We need a ready mix spell.
Ready mix spell?
We need that, but we don't have it, and I can't cast spells anyway. So I'm going to move to here, obviously sword ready, and find nothing. So
Like Pathfinder needs that spell.
that's my turn.
All right, that's it for you. Snapper.
I am running to here to see what's on the other side of the wall.
Okay. There's a John Heil over there. You saw Bjorn. Oh, on that wall. All right. So yeah, you don't see anything over there. It's primarily, I thought you were talking about the other wall. It's the same. You see some cobblestone areas. There's bushes. It's basically very similar to the area in which you entered this area from the east. So give me a quick perception.
What's that Donkey Kong fire thing?
Oh, that's just my light thing. Don't worry. Ignore that.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing. It's just to put light on that side of the wall. 20. So yeah, you can hear what sounds like running water off to the west, fairly far away. It's pretty. It's not very. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not very loud, but there is some sort of running water off to the west. Now you will remember from your discussions with the Scoom that the river is over that way, and that's probably what you hear.
I am going to prepare an action, a spell.
All right.
Depends if she comes back. I don't know because how much longer we're going to be in initiative.
Okay. You're going to what spell are you preparing?
It's called Spear of Purity.
Okay. That's what she said.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to ready an action to cast that if she materializes?
That's right.
Okay, got it. All right, so you hunker down. You've got your spear of purity out, ready to pierce the woman if she returns.
Lord.
Somebody's got to rewrite these spell names. Fiat, all right, you're up. So you are swinging that thing around, but she has disappeared. You do not see her now. You could still throw the boulder at the pool, which could be pretty cool. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just an idea.
Well, right now, Phineas is standing right there, and
Okay.
Mama is still close to the pool. So is Bjorn. If I throw a gigantic siege boulder
Mm-hmm.
at the pool, odds are one of my friends is gonna get clobbered. So I stand down the sling.
So you slow the swing down and just kind of like crank it back a little bit.
I stand down the sling. I stop swinging. Now,
Okay.
I've just been reminded that there are pit traps nearby. One of the duties, one of the sacred duties of a thief is to look for traps.
Okay.
So I think I should switch from combat mode and start to scan around. I want to look at the ground. I want to look for disfluencies, signs
Okay.
of traps.
All right. Give me a perception check.
Sure. Can I do? Let me just find this thing. Yeah. Perception is plus.
Oh, for you, perception.
Plus
Hold on a second.
14 plus 2.
Perception plus 14 plus 2 to look, so plus 16 because you're locating traps.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, D20 plus 16.
Gotcha.
Pretty solid trap finding, man.
Here it comes. All right. Plus 16. And boom. All right, well.
Ooh, 23. All right, so you think that you've already found one. You think that there is one of those pits you think is right here.
Oh, wow.
You were standing. And frankly, you're just like I was standing on the edge of it. If I had a 5-foot step backwards towards the thing or turn, you feel like you would have fallen. But it definitely feels like that is one of the pits. It's definitely not ground.
Okay. Can I disarm or trigger this pit trap without falling in?
You'd have to kind of like look around and find the mechanism, but yeah, probably you could trigger it. You don't think that you can disarming it is essentially you would end up triggering.
Right, sure. Can I roll to disarm this
Sure.
trap? All right, great. So what?
So this
should I
is
roll?
your disabled device check, which would
sir.
be plus 12.
Gotcha. So 20 plus 12. Coming up. 29.
29. All right. So, ka-chung, ka-chung. The trap opens up and the doors just fall down, and there is another pit there that you have discovered and triggered without anybody falling in. Beltran, you were just like, I was thinking about going that way. Well, now you're not.
Hey, I still might.
I still might. All right. All right, cool. So Fiat, that is your round. John Heil, you are up. So where are you? Oh, you're over there by the wall. You've seen Bjorn and Snapper kind of come around over there. The woman, however, from the pool has now disappeared.
Yeah, let's, I think Beltran's right. I'm going to go back over and check out the entrance to the underground, which I assume.
Okay.
So I'm walking this way.
All right. All right. So that area right there is essentially there's a big stone arch over that circular area there. There's also a chain hanging down from the keystone of the arch down towards the thing, and it actually coils a little bit on that circular stone area right here. So the chain is longer than the distance between the keystone and the thing. Not much longer, but longer. Other than that, I mean, give me a perception check.
Just gonna beckon Fiat to come over and take a look at this, because I think this is to go next.
Fiat, come straight over to me. Don't go around the pit.
Yeah.
Where should I
Could
go?
happen. No, you can't go yet. It'd have to be your turn. But Heil is telling you. What are you telling him? All right, so John, you think that this central area can be removed like a cap, like it's a cap.
Right. Did you hear what I was saying, Eric, or did I cut out there?
I heard.
Okay,
great. Next move, I will come and check it out.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else, John?
I'm gonna send my crocodiles over, I guess. Let's see.
All right. Where do you want them? I mean, are you pulling? So how long do they stay? They still have several rounds they can hang out.
Minutes per level.
Yeah, it's minutes.
Oh, it's minutes. Okay. Oh, right. I forgot your summoner. Well, you could take this opportunity to really put the final touch on Snapper. I mean, you still seem regretful that you weren't able to murder him before. So I mean, it's possible. I mean, you got a lot of options.
That's not true. Don't listen to him, Snapper. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just going to move those over there. I got 5 minutes left for those guys.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So where did they? Oh, they're just sort of coming over by you.
Yep. Right.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, Beltran. So Fiat just triggered this pit in like 5 feet in front of you, and gives you a look like, "Ha-ha! I'm glad you didn't, fall in that like a dumbass."
It's kind of where I thought it was.
Makes sense.
I will tell him good job.
Okay.
And then yeah, basically as John comes over, say, yeah, we need to figure out how to get down in there while we've still got some of our protective spells going. And I'm basically just going to cover with the bow, just looking around, making sure.
John, do you answer him or anything like that?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Give my attention.
Yeah, come on over, Llama. Bjorn, Snapper.
Where is she?
All right, Llama, your turn. Oh, well, Beltran, are you to do anything? Or are you just walking over there talking to John?
I'm on op fire I've got the bow knocked and I've got it kind of half pulled back and I'm just
waiting to see if she shows up?
Then I shoot it immediately.
Okay.
Can I lift it? Can I move it? Can I get to her?
Hang on until
wrench
Fiat
it?
looks at it. Let Fiat take a look. This place is trapped.
Oh, well, then I'll reserve my action. Whoa.
Okay. Crocs. You can't stand on a croc.
I'll wait.
What are you talking about? Their footwear.
Yeah.
Not yet, but they could be.
That's funny. Oh.
But they're summoned. The moment you kill them, they go back to wherever. I mean, you'll have those Crocs for a moment.
I'm reserving until it's safe to go over there.
All right, so you're holding. Phineas, what are you doing?
I am using my best Pepe Le Pew faux French accent to go, "Where are you, my love? Where did you go? I must kiss you now."
All right, you hear a whisper back. It's like,
I'd work for
you don't hear anything back.
Nothing?
She doesn't say anything. I mean, you think your messages are getting through, though. I mean, you feel like there's still an open receiver, for lack of a better term. So the message, your guess is that she is hearing these messages.
Okay.
Which would tell you that she's not necessarily out of range. So the range on a message spell is 100 foot plus 10 foot per level, so 180 feet. If you've got an open channel that messages are getting through, that means she's got to be closer than 180 feet.
Okay, so
I
can I
mean,
use a knowledge
think.
check to get a good guess of where she is?
No, not. I mean, it's not like radar. You're just sending messages out in the void. All you know is that those messages are being heard.
Okay.
I got a message for her. Chicken.
You already gave her a message.
Wait, are you reconsidering being dominated? Because she might come back for that. All right. So what are you gonna do, Phineas? You sent the message. You sent that message. You feel like there's somebody. There's an open channel. Which
Is there anything
would
I
put her
see
relatively
that would
close?
indicate where she might have gone? Is there a trapdoor?
Well, I mean, she was in the pool and then she sort of disappeared. Now, Lama would tell you that she did some sort of magic to disappear, but you're not sure what. And Lama, it didn't look necessarily like a spell per se.
So
It wasn't a spell in the traditional sense.
does anybody have any sense of what she used to disappear? Was it magic or a trapdoor or
one of those winky type feats where they wink in and wink out? Coward.
Some kind of teleport.
Could be. Can anybody do did anybody who witnessed this can do a knowledge magic? Knowledge arcana?
Knowledge coward.
I can.
You didn't.
Try it.
I'm within range.
Okay. Do a knowledge arcana. Let's see what you
What about spellcraft?
Spellcraft would work too. 20.
Why am I getting
Based on what you saw, it was probably either a dimension door or a teleport. Snapper, what kind of, I mean, you were...
Spellcraft.
Spellcraft? You're thinking probably teleport.
Okay.
It didn't look like a dimension door, but it didn't look like but from your point of view, Snapper, it didn't look like a spell either. Like,
well, she was taking damage. That's why I was hoping that,
I hate to even think it, but it could be, if depending on what type of creature it is, it could be, I mean, she might be able to do teleports at will.
Or she might, because she might be still in the water. I mean,
You don't think she's in the water. You certainly don't see her in there.
Well, what I meant was, maybe shrinking down, or I don't know. I'm just.
Oh, I guess that's possible too. Yeah, no, that's a possibility.
Or
I
invisibility.
mean, she went small.
Yeah.
Anyone have a sense? A guess?
The cleric would say her god has taken her up.
Okay.
Well, she told Fiat that she she was tasked to protect the stones. Her and her sister were protecting the stones. That was their job.
Okay.
And Fiat said, well, what about, we brought a lawyer with us. And she's like, look, the how we got here would take 100 years to explain. That in itself might be illustrative. The fact that she said it would take me 100 years to explain this. But basically, she intimated to Fiat that that this was something that her and her sister were compelled to do.
We're trying to help.
They have to protect the stones.
We're trying to help uncompel them.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea of how to get downtown to where her sister is?
Other than the knowing from the scoom that she's below, and John Heil saying that this circular area in the middle of this archway is like a stone cap on something. I mean, other than that, you don't know.
All right, so I'll move over there and use a knowledge check.
Okay.
To see if I have any idea what that is.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Now you pull a natural 20 out of your ass?
It felt good. I had to do it.
I think I heard an actual popping up, when it came out. All right. So, yeah, you definitely think this is some sort of cap. Your guess is, considering the proximity of the fountain, your guess is that fountain over there is probably some sort of magically created fountain, potentially to help preserve the illusion of the naiad. This is the cap is about 5 feet across, and with the chain there, this is not a well. That's what you do know. This is not a well. This is maybe some sort of access hatch to some sort of below ground effort. Honestly, everything sort of points to this area as being, sort of maybe an entranceway to some sort of underground area.
All right, so I summon Fiat and say, this is, well, we've already got messaging open. Just say, I think we're onto something here. Why don't you check for traps, triggers, doorways? And if you can't find anything, we should probably summon Llama to smash.
Okay.
Mama's going to go ahead and move over there. She's not going to do anything, but her turn. Fiat starts the round off, so I'm just moving, Chuck. I didn't need to be in your way.
That's all right.
I'd like to be there. Can I be there?
No, you'd be on top of Beltran there.
I'm so big. Can I be there?
Just be on the other side of the pit.
But would Beltran complain about that?
Yeah, probably at this size, I think he would.
If she's still raging, heck no, he wouldn't complain.
How big exactly is Llama? Like when you say enlarge, what does it exactly do?
She's about 11 feet tall.
Yeah.
She's 11 foot tall. So I'm 6'3" normally. 220.
So about 12 foot tall, yeah.
Yeah.
So death by snoo snoo.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a way to go.
Get the bigger rule, so
You think it's like,
Beltran would have to move.
going. Then it's like, whoa, wait.
It'd be a hell of a way to go, Beltran.
I don't know. Okay. You want to do something magical?
Okay, Beltran, did you get that message I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we all have message up, right?
Ooh, that was good.
I do.
Go ahead and do it when your turn comes around.
Okay.
You think that's a good idea, and you're going to go ahead and do it. All right, so Bjorn's up.
Okay, so at this point, we were sent here to get some stones, right?
Right, or well, potentially two things. One, Master Bashir had a spy in the Aspis consortium that said they went down to this Mwangi place. They found something called the Drowning Stones. It's a source of power that it's okay not for you guys not to get them, but it's definitely not okay. Well, I don't know. Master Bashir would prefer that you guys bring them back.
I was gonna say, I thought
He definitely wants them.
he wants them.
And the sideline is that he absolutely does not want the Aspis consortium to get them. Those guys to get them.
Right.
So he wants them.
So we have two.
You have two.
Right. So I guess my question before I
you don't know how many there are. And Phineas would say that the Scoom that he was talking to, that he and Beltran were talking to, said that some of the other humans that they ate stole some of the stones, and that they will find them and they will get them back. You guys have them. They don't know.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is, if we just left and went home, have we completed our mission?
That's a very good question.
Would guess not really. I mean, theoretically, if you guys left and went home from here, I don't know that Master Bashir would fire you guys.
Well, but the consortium doesn't have them.
The consortium definitely does not have them.
We have two. We have no idea how many there are.
Right.
And so my sort of question, again, mission-based, military dude, is there any reason to continue with this? If there is, I'm in. If there's not, why are we jacking with the hole in the ground?
Good question.
That's a question that I cannot answer for you.
Having done that, or said that, at this point, there's a whole bunch of people by the hole in the ground.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take a 5-foot step and stay by this pool, so that if that thing comes back, I have a full attack.
Wait, who did you ask this question to? Snapper? Because the rest of them are all over there clustered around the thing. I mean, unless you're yelling it across this
I have
board.
message
we have
open.
message open.
Oh, that's right. The second message. Never mind.
So I can ask this to the group as a whole. And I don't know if I can exclude whoever may or may not be listening. I don't know that it's magic, but so I can ask the group as a whole, is there really any need for us to continue on, or have we completed our mission?
I would just caution you to be careful because the woman naiad, Satan, whoever she is also party to this line.
Okay.
Llama's there because principle, strictly principle. Cowardice.
And like I said, if we need to continue, I'm all in. I'm all for killing stuff. Let's go.
I have no logic for continuing.
But so I'm going to do a 5-foot step, but stay by that pool. So if that thing comes back,
Okay.
then I can unleash hell.
So
Okay.
if we leave now, it's sort of mission accomplished.
Well, I mean, Bjorn makes a great point. You have 2 of the stones. You don't know how many there exist. Maybe it's a half dozen. Maybe it's 1 more. Maybe it's 400 of them. You don't know. But you definitely know that the Aspis Consortium guys are not getting the stones because you found the stones that they had. And they're all dead, at least as far as you know. So, yeah, I mean.
And as far as we're concerned, the stones are, at least against the Consortium people, the stones are well protected by these 2 charming demon chicks and a whole bunch of fishmen.
Well, a lot less fishermen than used to be.
Well, yeah. Well, we did okay on them, but the Consortium guys, not so much.
Well, no, I mean, so the Consortium guys, I mean, so it goes back to the notes that you wrote. Like some of the guys, they went and visited this place. Some of the guys disappeared, and you can assume that those guys got chowed by the fishmen.
Yeah.
Or somehow got. But back at the camp, these guys killed each other or killed themselves, which would be indicative of mental domination, right? So they were mentally dominated. Yeah, they were
because
either
John
charmed
Hyle
or dominated or something like that. They were not in their right minds.
Because John was doing his best to kill Snapper.
Yes, he was, and he almost succeeded, frankly.
Right.
Yes, he did.
So we can assume that what happened to that other group was the same thing that almost happened at least to one of us.
Right.
So yeah, the question is what would be the benefit of staying? I don't see a whole lot of upside.
The benefit of staying is getting all the stones and getting them back to them.
But we have enough stones to
we have 2.
We have 2. We don't know.
Can't carry out the nefarious plot.
And they also radiated a very mild sort of magic, transmutative magic. But what you guys remember from your discussion is that these stones are somehow keyed to the essence of some sort of demon lord. Now, maybe that's relevant, maybe it's not, but the magic on the stones that you do have is not very strong. It's weak transmutative magic.
Okay. So,
I don't know. It's a difficult question.
I've already moved, but at this point, I'm sort of mission focused and I'm not very bright.
Well, so here's the other side.
So I look to the smarter people in this group, and if they say we need to go get all of these things and kill all of these people, then I'm down.
Well, so here's the other side of that question. If you guys decide to depart now with the stones you have, remember that the Aspis guys basically had done something akin to the same thing. They had departed now. You can't, you guys have to go back to the way station to get teleported back to Qadira. Unless you guys have teleport as a spell, and I don't know that anybody does. Maybe you do, I don't know. If you do, it makes the job a lot easier. But if you don't, then you guys got to walk out of this jungle. And if you already have some of the stones, and it's the job of these creatures to guard these stones, they're going to come after you.
Well,
I have to ask, are we still in initiative?
No.
At this point, no. No, you don't have any creatures fighting except for, I believe, John Hyle sent the crocodiles against Snapper.
All right. As long as I know where I stand.
So anyway, I'm done.
I mean, there's a lot of bonuses I got to take off the character now.
as we start
Yeah,
talking,
you guys have dropped out of combat, but we're still going to keep the initiative rolls up there so that if people are doing things, we can keep at it. But we won't. Yeah, I mean, right now you guys are just sort of talking.
as you're talking, you will hear us yell from Beltran.
So yeah, Beltran gets sort of a weird look on his face, and he steps backward into the pit.
And then he hits the ground. You got a whole lot of cursing going on.
All right. I need a reflex save from you. Let's go ahead and do this first. So here's the falling damage. 8 points. And then I need a reflex save.
Okay.
Oh. So you take another point of damage as one of the spikes at the bottom of the pit scrapes through your leg.
Mm-hmm.
And I need a fortitude save. So so there's a fair amount of this green kind of like goo slathered all over these spikes. The spike hit you sort of sideways and scratch a long sort of ugly scratch across your leg. You could feel sort of around the edges of the wound, like there's some of this green shit. You like kind of knock it off real quick. Your hands on where you've touched it turn a little numb, and the skin around the wound is a little numb. But beyond that, you don't feel any ill effects. But yeah, the rest of you guys just see Beltran sort of gets this look on his face, and he just sort of smiles and takes one step backward and falls right into the pit.
Oh, was my question so irritating? He tried to commit suicide?
Pretty much,
yes.
So lots of cursing, and after the cursing stops, he'll yell up from the bottom of the pit, "That witch convinced me to back into this thing. That means she can still see us."
Hey, okay, Les.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the midst of all this, I am casting invisibility purge.
Okay.
And that lasts a good long time, long enough to, and so anyway, anything that is within 35 feet of me,
okay,
it will become visible.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to walk around. I'm walking.
Right.
I'm
so
gonna,
invisibility purge is a burst. It's not something that hangs out, right?
No.
Oh, it does. It hangs out.
Duration, 7 minutes.
7 minutes. All right. So all right. So invisibility purge. I'm going to just go ahead and put a
if you remember, that's how we got out of
that is right. Yeah. No, I remember now. Yep. You're right. You're right. I find it to be arbitrary and capricious. So what's the radius on that thing?
30. Anything within 35 feet.
35. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put
I guess a radius of 35 feet from me.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give you what. Do you imagine the color of invisibility purge would be? Purple?
Purple.
Yeah. My shit's moving kind of slow here. Hold on a second. Come on now. Come on. You can do it. All right.
Okay, because what I am envisioning.
Did you put one on? Oh, I did. Sorry, I fucked this up. Hold on.
What I'm envisioning is now there's like all this conversation going on and all that kind of stuff, and so I am moving at my fastest pace.
Okay.
We're out of combat. I don't have the blessing of fervor on anymore. So basically, while you all are all yakking it up, I'm going to move to here. That's my movement. Then to here, that's my next movement. Over to here, and go like in a big circle. We're going to find, if there's anything invisible, I want to find it.
All right, my stupid screen froze, so I got to refresh here real quick. Hold on a second. I'm not going anywhere, but it's being stupid. It's being stupid.
You play Charm. You haven't modified that spell, have you? I mean, typically, Charm doesn't. You can't make people hurt themselves with a Charm kind of spell. So
What's a Charm?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure you didn't have some rules that.
Yeah, it wasn't a charm. This was probably a suggestion or something like that. Suggestion, it's not about hurting yourself or not. It's all about just like a one sentence or a one word kind of command.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you done? Are you thing caught up, Les?
No, it's not. It's being a turd.
Okay, because if each round is 6 seconds, within a couple of rounds, while all this conversation is going on, I should have been able to go like a full circumference, around the party, avoiding all kinds of crap. In fact, what did I just see here? No, nothing. So.
Okay, hold on. Almost there. It's really been a big poo.
The suggestion's the same. It says some obviously harmful act automatically negates the effect of the spell. So it's not going to be that either, whatever they're doing.
All right, so Snapper, you are sort of moving around down in the
party sees me kind of just walking the whole circumference, So
you go all the way around?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta check invisibility purge. You go around, you do not see anything. So to that point, Gordon, I think it depends on the wording of the ask, right? So if somebody asks Beltran, jump in that pit, that's obviously problematic. If somebody tells him step backwards, and it just happens to be a pit behind him, that in itself would not necessarily be an illegal act from the spell point of view. So Snapper, you keep wandering around over there. Okay. You are seeing nothing.
All
nothing
right.
is coming up on invisibility purge.
So after I hit bottom,
yep,
cast meditate, and 2 rounds later I'm up top.
All right, so you get back to the top, and you're like, what do you tell these guys?
I'm probably still kind of cursing.
Yeah, I imagine so. The numbness has started to go away, so you felt like you were lucky.
I'm going to say, wherever she's at, she knew she could see me, so she knew to tell me to step backwards. So wherever she's at, she can see us.
With message, she can't see, she can only hear, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm blowing another spell.
What are you blowing?
Hitting myself with protection from evil.
Okay.
Does a dryad have to stay in the water?
I think I'd have to look, but your guess is, well, do it. Does anybody have knowledge nature?
Yes.
Well, if Llama says what she saw, we don't think it's really one of those.
Remember, she phased out into a red-eyed, black-haired thing when she was unable to hold her.
Yeah, she's like a succubus.
Well, nobody else but you saw that. So, I mean, I don't know if you tell them that.
I did.
The thing is, could she be up in the air? I mean, she's certainly farther away than 35 feet, or she be even in the air, she would have become visible.
She's probably in the dungeon below us.
Well, not from what Phineas said.
Okay, if Bjorn's rolling a will save, he's got protection from evil, which means they can't. There's no mind affecting spell that's going to work on him, regardless of will save.
Right. I was going to say that. I still have protection from evil.
No hidden doors down there, Beltran, is there?
I didn't stay around long enough to see.
Are you out? You're out.
Hey, Les?
I use levitate to just come back up.
Snapper's going to get in the water.
Okay, cool. Sploosh. Do you now? So wait, before you jump in, I mean, you're wearing armor, you're wearing clothing. You're just going to jump in, or are you going to strip down?
Well, I know. I mean, is it like a hole deep in the?
No. It's like a baby pool.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a floor. It's not. I mean, it looks a lot like you've been in villages, right, where they have these springs, and the spring flows up and fills these receptacles, and the receptacles sort of look like this, and this is so that the water doesn't like drain out all over the place, and people can fill their
So
amphoras
there'd be no
and
reason.
stuff
I don't
like
have
that.
it. I don't have.
But
a
that's
fear of
not. It doesn't
drowning.
look like a spring either. It just looks like somebody put a large stone basin full of clear water out here. Now it's not 100% clear, as Bjorn would point out. There is some like black shit floating in a couple of places, but it's not a lot. I mean,
Can
Well,
llama?
before I jump in, I'm going to say, I'm going to try to see if it's an illusion.
okay. Well, so you just go like, so you want to interact with it? Just like touch the thing and that kind of stuff? Okay. Go ahead and roll a will save.
Will save.
Les, did you hear what Mike said?
No.
I have protection from evil.
Ooh, 29.
So that he rolled a will save. And yeah, if it's any mind affecting things, protection from evil. If
I
it's
don't have protection of
doing
evil
it,
on
pretty
me.
much nullifies any of that.
Let me check something here. Let me check something. That could change some things.
Protection from evil wouldn't keep an illusion from
Oh,
you.
well, son of a bitch. All right. Take the damage back. You would have, so you still, Chuck, you still hear it in your head. Same with you, but get out of the pit and give the damage back. It did not affect you.
No, it did affect me.
No, it didn't.
It
No,
did, as I did not
you-
have protection from evil.
Oh, you didn't have protection from evil. Oh, that's
No,
right.
I
Okay.
didn't have it at that point.
You
Once
didn't
I got
have
out
it.
of the
Bjorn
pit-
does.
Yeah, once I got out of the pit, then I gave myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it.
All right. So you
But
hear
Llama-
the voice,
Yeah.
Llama and
but it doesn't.
Bjorn-
But you don't feel the compulsion.
Right.
You're aware. Besides, Can
Sorry,
llama?
I was going to try to whisper that, but I fail at it every time. So
Okay.
sorry.
She just, and then basically, do you say that she told you to do something?
Well, at this point, I'm way over at the other end. So
Okay.
I know we have message, but this would have just happened. So I don't know that I would have immediately
Okay.
said anything.
Like I said, I'm telling people that she can see us, and obviously she's got an ability to affect people's minds. It might be an at will, she might be able to do it as much as she wants. So we need to get to her quickly and end her.
Right. Well,
Can we try to take the lid off this thing? Can we try the little porthole that I have found? I'm still big and mad and stuff.
Les,
Yes.
I rolled a 29 on a will save. Is this thing an illusion?
It is not an illusion.
getting
I didn't
in
see
the water.
29, I'm sorry. All right. So you're gonna strip down off your armor, drop
I'm
all your
taking
stuff
off
on the
the
inside.
armor. There's no reason for that.
What kind of armor do you wear?
Leather.
Floaties.
All right. That leather's gonna be. I mean, honestly, that leather's gonna be. It might be screwed, man. If you get it, if you immerse yourself in a pool.
I'm not immersing myself. I just want to see if she's in the pool.
Well, what if it's like Bjorn jumps in and turns into a dunking contest?
Well, you just do it.
Yes. All right. So you get in the pool. It is as far as you can tell, it is absolutely a real pool with real water, and you get in there and you are wet. There's no it's not a spring-fed pool. For how you're not sure how the water got here, but as far as you know, it's as far as you can tell, and you rolled a 29 on your will save, it's real water.
All right.
You feel moist.
At this point, I'm going to use message to let everybody else know. And
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if she hears it, to let them know she's trying to get into my head and she's somewhere close.
Well, now you hear the voice. All of you hear the voice, and you say, "You look, you're a warrior of the North. Makes sense." She's referring to Bjorn. He makes sense. You should leave the stones and depart this place. No harm will come to you. You have my promise. If you leave the stones here, the stones that you have and depart and head back, you can tell it becomes obvious that she's heard you guys talking. You can tell your master that the stones are not in the hands of the consortium and that your mission is fulfilled.
That 32 is my sense motive.
Sense motive. All right, hold on a second.
She's freaking scared. She's scared of llama. And
hold on.
I'm gonna be calling.
You guys aren't gonna like this at all. Hold on a second.
Well, if it's a succubus, then yeah, they've got monster.
So you Snap. You come into the impression that this might be a good idea, man. She sounds legit. I mean, you're sophisticated. You're like, look, I get that this woman's voice is very sensual. It's very attractive. She's an attractive woman. You've seen her, and you're like, look, I'm setting aside all that. And you say to yourself, I swear, I'm setting aside all that. But she makes a great point. We give them back the stones. We know the Aspis guys aren't getting them because they're all dead. We just go back to Bashir and we tell him we didn't get him either. It's a good plan.
Well, I tell everybody this. Let's see what they do.
Llama walks over to the lid on the hole and starts poking around and thumping at it.
Let Fiat do that first.
Yeah, I've been calling Fiat. Need to come over and check for traps.
I've been waiting to check the whole area for traps, even if it takes an hour. I mean,
All right, plus, well, I mean, I don't really have an hour, but plus 16. You can check it for traps.
Right. Should I check now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on.
Yeah, Snap, you think that she might have the right idea here.
Well, I mean, like I said, I am expressing that verbally to the party.
Okay.
Llama's ignoring you.
You do not, so Fiat, you do not see any traps. It looks like, but you definitely feel like this is a cap, that it could be removed. I mean, there's no obvious like handles or anything like that, but it's, you know, as you're tapping on it, you know, with a dagger and that kind of stuff to look for traps, you know, various kinds of investigations. I mean, you definitely get a hollow sounding echo from underneath it. You suspect that this is a cap and you're not sure how deep this cap is or how heavy it is because you didn't try to move it because you were worried about traps. But yeah, you think this is removable.
Does it have a chain attached to it? Is that chain above?
Does not. The chain is not attached to the cap, and in fact, there's no point on the cap on the top that you can see where a chain could be attached. The chain itself is longer than the distance from the capstone to the cap, so it sort of coils a little bit on top of it, but there's no hook. There's nothing to hook it to, which frankly is a little weird.
Anywhere to get a knife into it to try and pry it up?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you might be able to, I mean, it's pretty old. You might be able to actually get some fingers into it. To sort of like try and pry it up.
How's the chain anchored up at top, Les? Is it like
it's just on like a bolt system. There's like three, you know, there's like a clamp with like 4 bolts knocked into the thing. It looks pretty strong.
Doesn't run into the stone like it's a lever, a pulley system or something like that?
Yeah, well, no, it's actually it's fixed. It's not a pulley. It's, I mean, the chain doesn't go like this. It's the chain is fixed to the top and then goes down. The archstone is probably 8 to 9 feet, say 8 feet above the cap. The length of chain that comes from the top to the archstone is probably 11 or 12 feet long. So it would dangle down. If there is a hole underneath the cap, the chain would dangle down 3 or 4 feet into the hole. But it's just right now it's just coiled on top.
So maybe it's just something to use to get down into the pit once it's removed, the cap.
They chain people up there, their sacrifices.
No, it's an entrance to something. I think. Does it look like it's designed to hold somebody? It's not a.
It's a thick chain, but it doesn't look like it's. I mean, it doesn't like have manacles or anything at the end of it. It just has a single ring, which is thick, but maybe like 6 inches in diameter. It's just a ring, an iron ring, about 6 inches in diameter. The ring itself is probably 3/4 of an inch to an inch in thickness and diameter. I mean, the ring itself. So it's probably looks like, what it looks like to you is that this thing is probably something that something else gets hooked onto. If this is an entrance to an underground lair, this is something that probably something else gets hooked onto, like ropes or some other lowering mechanism gets hooked on here so that you could go down. That's what it looks like. It's not, it doesn't give you the impression that this is something that you would attach a person to.
Well, I'm just going to start prying at the lid until someone tells her not to, because she can't stand around.
Okay, give me a strength check when you have a moment. The rest of you, especially Bjorn and Snapper, what do you guys think about this whole idea? I mean, she basically broadcasted to you over message and says, look, leave the stones and walk away, and you have my word that we will not hunt you. And she'll go on further and say, look, the other humans, when they came here and stole our stones, we hunted them, and you saw what happened to them. My sister and I are powerful. We don't have to do this.
Okay. Would I roll? It sounds like I'm not being compelled to believe this or to do anything.
No, so you're not. No. In fact, I don't know that anybody in the party can be compelled to do anything at this point with protection from evil. Is there anybody who doesn't have protection from evil?
At the moment, I don't.
There's a few people that don't.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I'll start moving around.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because, you know, if I feel like if I still have some control.
You do.
And so the thing is, would I say do like a knowledge religion or
well,
something?
you did a sense motive check, and your sense motive check was basically like, you think she's telling the truth. You think that she will, I mean, based on what you know, you think that if you do leave the stones, she will, I mean, you feel like she will actually hold up her end of the bargain and not try to get you guys.
Well, all right. And then just out of I'm going to take this time and I'm going to cast protection from evil on myself.
Okay.
Llama rolled a 26.
You get it takes a minute, you get your fingers on it, but you are pushing it up. And finally what you do is it's almost sort of like a manhole cover, right? You know how big and heavy those things are. It's essentially like that. You get it up, but you're going to need help to get it off. You can twist it up, and in fact, you've already got it. You've got it kind of like twisted up, so it's like sort of, you know, here's the hole, and here's the thing. You sort of got it like pushed up, but it's like in there. It's too heavy to just like lift up and move. You need help.
I'll step in.
Forward.
All right, give me a double strength check, Heil and Llama.
What do you mean a double? Like two of them?
Well, just both of you roll strength.
Oh, again? Shite.
Yeah, you guys are having trouble. Heil, did you roll?
Yeah, it's 26.
26. Okay, so 26, and then Llama, what was your roll? The 12?
That was my
17 was Heil was 17, and then Llama was 12 to support it.
You're still having a devil of a time moving it off of there. You've got it balanced. You've got it sort of like balanced, so you can see that it's a hole that goes down. You just can't get the thing off.
Right.
Give me one more strength check, both of you, just to see. You know, one more big shove. 21 and that was Heil.
Nope, that was Llama.
And a natty 20 from Heil. All right, you guys, you do manage to sort of get it up over the lip, and you just throw it over to the side with a big push, and the cap sort of rolls around, and you see basically a 5 foot wide dark opening, you know, sort of like a cylinder looking down.
I drop a rock down it. Listen, see how long it takes to fall.
Give me a perception check. Are you counting?
I'm just going to be using instinct. I don't know that Llama's that good at math.
1, 3, 2, 5.
It's either going to be a short way, kind of a medium way, or a long effing way.
Okay. Was it 15? That was your perception check?
Yeah.
All right. So you listen for a while, and then you hear tink. And maybe 2-3 seconds. After that, you don't hear anything. All right. The woman, you hear the voice, all of you this time hear the voice again of the woman. It's this lovely voice. And she says, look, you found the entrance to the underground area. My sister is now alerted to your presence. Seriously, do us a favor, leave the stones, walk away. You can explain to your master what happened. What was it, the consortium people? They are all dead. You will have completed your mission. There is nothing, you do not have to fight us. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to take a quick whiz, but I'll be right back. You guys decide.
So does she say I'm gonna have to take a quick whiz in a very sexual, like?
Okay, so now I'm going to need to roll a perception check to see if something's going on in that pool over there.
It's getting yellow.
Yeah, or you see something, you know.
You guys want to do this? Or you want to go home?
Kyle wants to kill this bitch. That's his vote.
Yeah.
Well, we're certainly not leaving the stones. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, the most wussified thing we're going to do is take the 2 stones we've got and leave with them.
I agree.
We're at least taking those, but my vote would be to end these two.
Stay and fight. But that's not the brightest of creatures.
well, I will say this, and our Snapper will interject this. Okay, we're out of combat. We've wasted, not wasted maybe, but he's low on spells.
I'm still doing all right.
John Heil, the only reason I got out of my Eidolon is because I don't want to kill somebody again. So if somebody can put protection from evil on me,
I will hit you. Yeah. I can actually do 3 more of those. No, 4 more of those. No, 3. I'm sorry, 3. I did use one of them.
You hear the voice again. It says, look, I understand you want the stones, but believe me, my powers do not only extend to mind-controlling effects. My powers are legion, as are my sisters. You do not want to fight us.
Yes, we do.
Well, then give us the stones and we'll go home.
Yeah.
I cannot give you the stones. You know this. Your hobbit and I spoke. He understands that we are. My sister and I are tasked with protecting the stones. The reasons why would take longer than we have to discuss. Walk away. I promise you. You have my word that no harm will come to you as you walk out of the jungle. If you only leave the stones and walk away.
Yeah. See, we can't do that.
Why? I thought your Olfin warrior said that you have denied the stones to these consortium fellows.
Yeah.
That is the crux of your mission.
The stones. So we're kind of in an impasse with the stones.
Is it so much that you must sacrifice your lives? How many? Perhaps you are doughty warriors. Perhaps some of you may succeed in escape, but not all of you.
I'm probably not, and I'm probably not as intelligent as you, but I did see how the first little bit of combat went, and seeing how it started, I'll take our odds.
So be it.
And with that, I hit John Heil with protection from evil.
Okay.
I'm going to dispel the crocodiles and start summoning my Eidolon again.
Okay. Dispel the crocodiles are spelled?
Yep.
Okay, hold on a second.
It takes me a minute to get my Eidolon back.
Fiat, you hear the voice in your head this time. Only you hear this. But basically, you hear her voice say, "I am sorry that this happened the way it did. I had hoped that we might come to some sort of arrangement, but it seems your companions are dedicated to the idea of dying."
Can I do a perception check?
Sure, go ahead. What are you trying to determine?
Well, is she hiding something? Is she lying? You know what? Is she nervous?
She sounds. Well, give me a perception check.
Sure. Yeah. So my perception is plus.
Plus 14, I believe.
Gotcha. Hold on. Coming up. 14.
20. She seems sad more than anything.
Yeah, all right.
And that's something that really sort of tugs at your heartstrings. You know this woman is beautiful, and her voice is, her voice is mellifluous, and in the sadness in her voice, it's almost heartbreaking to hear her sad. Your feeling is you don't want her to be sad. You can't help but think that maybe she's in the right here on this one. Maybe you can drop. You guys don't give a shit about these stones as long as the Aspis guys don't get them, and you know they're not going to get them. Maybe you guys consider this a victory. Why go down that tube? Why fight these creatures? They obviously are powerful.
Well, she's trying to charm me. All right, okay. Can I look to see where the voice is coming from?
It's in your head, and it's either via message or via that same methodology that she used to communicate to you before last time. She obviously has some telepathic powers.
Gotcha. All right. So,
but there's also a message in place which she can use to talk as well as no. She can't piggyback off of the message other than broadband. So this is her telepathy powers that she's using to talk to you.
Gotcha.
Because the message spell belongs to Phineas, and he's the core source.
Ma'am, are there more stones?
The nature of your question is obvious. You wish to steal them from my sister and I. You wish to know how many you may steal, how many you may take back to whatever master you serve. And I shan't answer that question. For I do not want you to steal my stones. My sister and I are here to protect them. And I don't want to destroy you, but you are forcing me to do so. You're beginning to hear sort of this steely resolve inside that voice.
I'm a hobbit thief. It's my nature. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. You can take the hobbit out of the Shire, but you can't. So on and so on. Okay. All right. Friends, I am concerned that we are doughty, but these two are real strong. I think we have to maybe rethink our strategy. Maybe we could fall back and sleep on it.
So have we decided to go down the hole?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Les?
Yeah.
I am casting Detect Evil.
Okay.
That lasts like 70 minutes.
All right. Detect Evil. Do you have a radius on that?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me see. Hold on a second. Range of 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
Cone-shaped emanation. So it would start with me and move out 60 feet.
Okay. A cone. All right. So where are you facing? Are you facing like at the thing right now?
I am. Well, I mean, I would. Wait a minute. If we're all still, I mean, I'm looking at roll 20. So I mean, if I would be looking in, I guess generally this direction.
Okay.
For shits and grins, I'm going to look up too. In fact, I'm going to look all around, see if I can
All
detect.
right. There is. So you're sort of like coning around, detecting evil, that kind of stuff. You're looking at Lama when suddenly this concentration of evil, like weirdly materializes in Lama, and you're like, what happened there? Lama, you're looking at I'm assuming you're looking at the tunnel, at the hole, right? So she's gonna do.
So as a free action, I'm like, evil bitch behind Llama.
All right, surprise attack.
Does that help?
Does what help? Well, it's up to you. I mean, give me a perception check. Holy shit.
Hey, do I have a? Hey, no, I guess my prepared action that went away.
Okay. What'd you roll, Lama?
14.
14. Yeah, you're looking at Snapper and you're like, evil bitch behind Lama. He starts freaking out and you're looking at him like, what in the fuck are you talking about? And oh no, critical, but you feel a gentle touch on your back, a vampiric touch. So first thing first, Claw does D6 plus 2.
I get no save against.
All right, so no, she materialized behind you. No saving throw. Well, do you have spell resistance?
Hell no.
All right.
Large person, 5 minutes. Is that gone?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, it's getting there. Everything else is pretty much anything that has a rounds as opposed to minutes is gone.
Is gone, yeah.
Yeah. You feel this vampiric touch. Let me check her caster level. Hold up. Hold on a second. All right, so you take.
Holy shit.
You take 27 points of energy damage, and she gets 27 back.
Oh wow!
As she drains that, and you look, as you feel this, you're like, ah! It's like black lightning stealing the energy from you. And you're like, ah! You look around and you see, in this case, not the naiad, but a black-haired woman sort of with the same sort of facial structure as the naiad. Here, let's get a better look at her real quick. Just gonna expand her sort of here. Also pretty, but also red-eyed, horns, dark hair.
Hey, it's Rouchelet.
It's not a Rouchelet. It's like a Rouchelet. And you hear her like, ah! She lets out this shriek as she sucks your life out of you. Now,
Hey, Les, can you protect them from evil? Because she can't actually touch Llama.
She can in this instance. I think it's a melee attack.
Yeah, protection from evil just doesn't allow.
Yeah, the mind affecting and.
Well, now wait a second. Spell prevents bodily contact. Some creatures that are not evil or immune to the effect. Warded creature makes an attack or tries to make an attack for a spell resistance. Hold on a second. All right, so yeah, I have to make. All right, you're right. I have to make a will save. I have to make a will save against the DC of the protection from evil. So, do you know what that DC is?
I don't.
Well, I'm talking to Heil. Heil cast it. So.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did. So, what is the DC of a spell of that level?
Be 15.
Yeah, I got 15.
All right.
Fumble, fumble,
Yeah, that's about what he's gonna need.
fumble.
Yeah, she got passed. You could feel her sort of click back. She could feel the protection from evil, but she managed to, sort of like punch through it.
Bam. Ouch.
Sucked a lot of hit points away from you. She's not happy.
Ooh, 19.
I don't know. What'd you roll for, Doug?
You said initiative?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were keeping the other one. We're doing new. Okay.
No, we're not keeping the old initiatives. It's been too long. Over the message, which is still live, you hear her voice saying, "You were fools to deny the opportunity that I gave you. I would have allowed you to leave. My sister would have allowed you to leave, but now I must drain you."
Oh, shit. Shit.
All right. Up first, Bjorn. So Bjorn, where are you? So you're running over the around the pits? Wait,
Yeah.
Where were you?
He went straight.
I went straight.
Hmm.
He went straight.
Where were you standing? Where were you originally standing?
It was a 9-year-old night.
Okay, yep. So you stop here. And I need a reflex save, my good man.
23.
23, that makes it. So you manage to step backwards as you stop on the thing, and you manage to get here as a pit opens up below you. And you're like, oh shit, I can't get around. You could go around it if you want with the rest of your movement rate, but that pit opens up and you're just
started
like,
here.
Whoa.
So I started here.
Mm-hmm.
So 5, 10, 15.
Yep.
You're saying that I recognize the pit and can adjust my movement.
You stepped
around
on it and sort of stepped back as it collapsed. So you managed to sort of jump backwards. So you can shift gears. You lose 5 foot of maybe 10 foot of space.
So that's 20, 25, 30,
Okay.
35, 40. That's a double move.
All right. Beltran.
I'm
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Can't he move between the pit and the arch? I mean, the arch is set in an angle, like a 3D.
Yeah, he can go through there if he wants to.
Yeah, you can go through the middle.
If you want. I mean, go around if you like to.
No, okay, wait a minute. I didn't think that was possible.
Well, but Lama's in the middle there. She's blocking the way. And frankly, the creature has
passed through friendly spaces. You just can't end up in.
This would be 20.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. No, 20. It would be 25. So I could do 30, 35, and I could get there.
Where?
You haven't moved.
You haven't moved.
I moved on my screen.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Yeah.
And that would be 5 less of a double move, but that's where I'm going to stop.
Okay.
I'm going to look at you going, she's wily nasty. List 1.
Well, if we get free actions, take a 5-foot step somewhere out of the way so I can go kill her.
I didn't.
Lama, step backwards into the pit. This is a suggestion from Bjorn.
Not in the pit, you putz.
Well, she's standing between 2 pits.
She's 11 feet tall.
And a 5-foot hole in the ground.
Which means she could go here and be in neither.
Theoretically, I suppose.
No, there's no theory. George is
Well,
seeing the putts. By the way, congratulations on winning. You are now the sheriff of Brazoria County.
Oh, did I win?
Yes.
Yes. All right. My first order of business is going to be arrest you, Chuck,
Come
for
get
your
some.
many crimes.
Come get some. I warn you,
First
this
off,
is Texas and I am armed.
First off, I'm arresting you for having a unlawful fire pit in your yard and burning things in it.
Again, I warn you, this is Texas. We're all armed.
Well, I'm armed too. Well, I mean, not right now, but.
Yeah.
All right. Beltran.
Blessing and fervor.
Okay. Wait. Does blessing and fervor in rounds or minutes?
Rounds.
It's gone.
No, I'm casting it.
Oh.
I'm giving it to everyone again.
Again. It's so stupid, though.
It's awesome.
All right. So blessing and fervor. Everybody sort of clustered around, so I'm sure everybody gets it,
Yeah.
including me.
Good
Like
Lord.
you'd have 8 people with it, so I think there's less than 8 of us. So
Yeah, there's less than 8. All right. All right. Blessing and fervor. Are you going to move at all? It's a standard action, I'm assuming.
No.
All right. You're just going to hang back?
Yep.
All right. Her turn. She is going to disappear.
I should still be able, unless she has like translocated. I mean, then if she's
She
within,
is not invisible.
no.
So I know you.
detect
I know
evil.
you.
So wouldn't that evoke an attack of opportunity?
No, she hadn't been attacked yet.
But that doesn't matter. She's casting a spell with at least one person in melee.
Well, no, nobody has meleeed her yet.
It doesn't matter if they have meleeed. She's in melee range.
Melee range of Llama.
Yes.
That was
All right. She's going to take a 5-foot step.
Oh,
That still won't be out of
fine.
there. All right, Llama, go ahead and take your attack of opportunity. Always feels like those attacks of opportunity don't. I never get them, but you guys always get them. That's what it seems like. But okay, Llama, go ahead. Even though you're facing the wrong way and you just got like a bunch of life stuffed out of you.
We don't do foolish stuff like you do.
That's not true. You guys do all kinds of foolish stuff.
That is not true. We do all kinds of foolish stuff, but not that foolish stuff.
All right, Llama, try and backhand her with your sword if you can. One attack.
Is it working for Joe now too?
Mm-hmm. We dropped again there. I don't know if we missed anything. Probably not.
Did I get
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
Oh, yeah, we're so Llama, she disappeared from behind you. Go ahead and take an attack of opportunity.
Sorry.
A much debated attack of opportunity. 31 will hit. $20 points. Okay. Ow! You get to. She's stepping backwards, and you sort of just like reach around, just like sort of backhand, and you manage to strike her the moment she disappears. And so now she's not behind you anymore.
Don't touch me.
She touched you, all right. Snap.
Okay, so
Sesh.
I can see detect evil. I'm looking in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So if she is, oh crap, I don't want to move yet.
Well, you don't detect any evil, but you're getting a weird vibe from Phineas. You're not entirely sure what his motives are. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He's a bard.
Okay. So anyway, but she's not within 60 feet of here and
Nope.
here.
Nope.
Just become a radar dish. Just start spinning around in circles.
Yeah. All right. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do exactly what Mike just said. I'm going to spin and spin.
Oh.
All right.
Spin and look up. That
You
kind
get
of thing.
180 degrees.
180 degrees.
She's behind you guys. She's way. You can see her over there.
No, I'm not.
Far left.
You can see her. You turn up. You can't see her?
Yeah, she's up top left, northwest corner.
Yeah.
I
Use
see her.
detector. She's right here. She has what looks to be teleported over there, and she
Okay.
seems to be doing something else.
So since she's there,
She's looking right at you, Snap, though.
hold on a minute. Okay, I got a straight line, and I was only moving. Can I cast a spell?
It depends on the spell.
It's the Spear of Purity.
It's
It's a one action standard, not a one action spell.
Yeah, probably. Finally get to whip out your spear, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, it's
And use the line. Excuse me while I whip this out.
All right, so it's a ranged touch attack.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Normally.
Hold on a minute. I'm doing the Blessing of Fervor for my attacks.
Contain himself.
Okay.
And I'm changing my tune to 1812 Overture.
So that's a +2. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I got to check some things out.
No, you get Ride of the Valkyries. That's what we got tonight. I don't have 1812 or
Range
what am
+7.
I, a freaking DJ?
9.
Something's wrong with probably 20 feet.
Wait a second. Whoa. How much? What?
How far can you throw a spear?
It's 40 feet.
Okay.
Range is 40 feet.
Oh, it's long.
And so I have.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Do it. Do it.
That's a hit. However, if you look at the Spear of Purity things, one, spell resistance. So you need to roll a spell resistance roll. And unless I miss my guess, hold on a second. Let's get that chart out. Check a look at it. The magic chart. Hold on a second. So spell resistance is. Spellcaster makes a D20 plus caster level versus SR. So your caster level plus D20 against my SR, which I'm not going to tell you. That will succeed. All right. So range touch attack. And that hits. Any evil creature struck by the spear takes 1d8 points of damage per 2 caster levels. Evil outsider takes 1d6 per caster level and is blinded. Will save reduces the damage and thing. So what is the will save? What is the will DC for that thing?
Will for this is DC 17.
17. All right, my will bonus is 10. Let's see what happens.
No,
He made it. She made it. So half
But
damage,
she's still blinded.
not blinded. But well, it's D6 per your caster level, which I believe is 8. So 8d6 halved, no blind.
I'm a 7th level.
All right, 76 halved. Go ahead and roll it. Roll your damage.
It's 70. Okay.
27 halved would be 13. 13 points of purity spear damage. All right, she took it.
Correct. Spear.
I know. Spear of Purity. Somebody weird wrote that one. All right, anything else, Snap? That's it for you, right?
I think
you were whirling,
and then
yeah.
of course soon as Priya, she's over there.
All right, Lama, you're up.
How far can a raging barbarian throw a ball?
Throw a what?
A ball.
A ball. I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, but I have this ball of energy.
What ball of energy?
The one that you gifted us with at some point in time when we risked our
Boy.
lives.
Do you have any details on that?
It's basically just something that you throw and it hits and then does whatever spell effect it's ensorcelled with.
All right, so a thrown weapon. All right,
Good healer.
What? What?
It could heal her. All right, so
I don't think so.
It's a
Do you know what the energy is on it?
It's lightning.
Lightning, so electricity. All right, so what I'm going to do is look at a thrown weapon. It's a small dart-like thing, probably. Say like equivalent to a dart.
It's a ball.
Yeah, it's a ball, but it's not big. I mean, it's not like you're throwing a bowling ball.
How far is it from home plate to pitcher's mound?
90 feet.
90
Well,
feet.
you can't see it because you got a wall in front of you. 2 walls, actually.
I got 2 walls. I'm off.
It's 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound.
Is it? I thought it was 90 feet. Oh, that's
No,
between
that's
the bases.
Bases.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know she's there, so I can move. How far? 90 feet, you say?
Between bases, 60 feet 6 inches between the plate and home. So, how far are you from her? That's really the question.
I'm like 50 feet or something. 60 feet.
Yeah, you can throw it. I don't. Something like that. A ball. Yeah, I think that would be fine. Yeah, range attack.
Gordon's right. I mean, I got walls between me and her, but if I heard Snapper say she's up here,
Oh wait, this wall is like 7. This wall here is like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, but
She's 11 feet tall.
You probably don't. No, she's not 11 feet tall. You probably don't even see her.
But I know where he's looking, and he's telling us she's up there. So wouldn't I know that?
So you're gonna like sort of lob it over the top?
No. What I was gonna do is move this way to get a line of sight on her. Because can't I move half of my move action and throw the ball on the other?
Well, you kind of have to like wiggle around because there's pits all over the goddamn place.
Not really. I have nobody's in my. I mean,
You
I
got
can move.
Blessing of Fervor too, so you get an extra 30. So you get 40.
All right, so you can move over there, and then that's a good point. So Blessing of Fear would get you over there, even if you have to wiggle around. You basically pushing people out of the way. You get over there, and you're gonna throw that ball at her.
Yeah, I mean, I got
electricity.
Yeah,
all right, so this is a ranged attack.
Okay, but I only moved 30 feet, and I have 40. So even with moving through a non-threatened square, I really didn't have to finagle very much.
Well, yeah, but it's not a 5-foot step. You don't get a full attack. I mean, you still just get a single attack.
Well, the only reason I'm asking is I'd like to use my Blessing of Fervor. Possibly, I have to look and see if it will help me with my throw. Plus
well, if you don't use it for movement, then you can use it for your throw.
Okay, but my argument is I'm only moving. I mean, I'm moving through all friendly squares. So I'm doing my 40 feet like easy.
Yeah, but it's not like they're boosting you. I mean, what's your regular speed?
40 foot. And
well, if you only use your regular movement, then you don't have to use the Blessing of Fervor, and you can absolutely use it for attack bonus.
Okay, so that's what I want to do. So then, how do I roll to throw?
It's basically a ranged attack. You use your range bonus +2 in this case because of Blessing of Fervor. It's like shooting an arrow.
Isn't it +2 for courage?
Oh yeah, if you're still singing, yeah, absolutely.
I'm damn right. I'm still singing.
Gotta add Inspire Courage too, which is +2.
So it'll be a +4 total on top of whatever range bonus you get and your D20.
Hang on, coming. The sheet is slowing me down. I'm leaving the sheet behind me.
It's ranged up there. 6.
So +8. And I just have to get it within.
It's a 20-foot radius when it
Oh my!
So this, it shoots back, it throws back into the background, and you hear it go off, and it, like lightning sort of like shoots into trees and stuff like that.
It's still a 20-foot radius. I mean, it still has a 20-foot radius effect.
Well, then we have to determine where it landed. So I need a D8 and 2D6.
1D8 and then 2D6.
Mm-hmm. So 6 squares. It's not going to be enough. It's going to be too close. Honestly, it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 6 squares. Yeah, it lands like way over here.
Where?
6 squares to the left, directly to the left. Yeah, I don't know what you did. It was like it like bounced off a tree or something, and boinged way over there and blew up. So 20 feet. Yeah, it's going to be farther than 20 feet away. as this electricity sort of explodes in the background. You see
So
her.
much for llama and ranged weapons.
Yeah, not good. All right, John, make it up for it. Help her out.
All right, I'm gonna, let's see. So I gotta move 10, 20, 25 feet, and I sear 25.
Isn't 7 like 11 o'clock?
30.
In direction?
No, it's the squares basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Where does it start? Above?
At the top, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's 35 feet.
So you're just like running up to her. So she's looking at you and she's like,
I'm not in the turn order.
why are you not in the turn order?
That's what I'd like to know.
Did you roll initiative? Where's your initiative roll?
It was a 37.
37, huh?
I don't know.
That's impressive.
You didn't roll it, didn't you?
I
roll
asked
initiative.
a couple of times, do I need to roll initiative? And nobody answered. Maybe I was muted.
Yeah,
Roll
so it's our
initiative.
fault.
Okay. All right.
Where's Fiat too? Yeah, both of you guys should roll initiative, just for fun.
22.
22. All right. Fiat, roll initiative also.
Copycat.
7. 7 is your initiative roll.
No, that's
Seems.
Is that Fiat?
Yeah.
Okay.
7. 7 plus 4.
let's see.
22 was a claw to
4.
hit this.
Huh?
22 was a claw to hit the witch or whatever she is.
22. That's gonna miss.
Okay, that's all I got then. Because I had to go more than my one standard move. So I had to use, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm done.
What are you playing? Inspire Courage or Inspire? I was going to mess up.
Ins-
Courage.
This is playing
Courage.
encourage. Even +2, that's not gonna help. Did you add the +2 to that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So yeah, it's close, but no cigar. All right. So Phineas and then Fiat, and then we'll start over at the top of the order.
Oh.
So Phineas, what are you gonna do? So you're back there. You've seen John run up there. You've seen Lama come around. She threw some sort of like magical tennis ball at it. Missed wildly. Bounced off a tree. Everybody's sort of like running over there. So you're running over there too, except for that
behind
wall's
the
right
wall,
there.
And I'm using message to say, you think I don't have the stones, huh? I'll show you I have the stones. Put down your weapon and let's talk.
She doesn't respond, but
Oh.
you can hear her sort of like giggling, sort of this. It's actually a quite, sort of attractive, sort of like kind of laugh. And you're like, you can't help it but sort of be like, if I was just here by myself, I can't help but think that I would get along really well with this woman. But now I'm here with all my friends and they want to kill her. And that's just causing a lot of problems for everybody. But she's certainly not surrendering.
So I want to do a knowledge check and I want to find out if I know what she is and what her fears, because I'm thinking about casting some.
You think about fighting some mind affecting with mind affecting?
Well, not either mind affecting or using major image.
Okay.
So I kind of like to know if I know what she is, what she's afraid of.
Okay. Yeah, no. I would go with knowledge planes.
Okay.
Would be a good start.
Planes. All right.
22. You suspect she's a demon of some sort. You're not sure what kind, but considering her attractiveness and the sort of mind-affecting spells that she uses, there's only a certain number of demons that sort of fit that bill.
My ex-wife.
There's one. Succubus is another one.
Okay. So I'll just relay that to everyone. That there's a good chance she's a succubus, but she's definitely a demon.
Demons have all kinds of crazy like immunities and damage reductions and all kinds of shit.
Would I know them? Would I know that?
No, not with a 22.
Oh.
All right, so you're behind that wall and you're doing your math and you basically tell everybody by message, I think she's a succubus. Fiat, what do you do? Standing next to that pit, you're thinking about throwing yourself in. I totally understand.
As a thief, I'm still concerned about undiscovered pits. But I don't want to start searching for pits right in the middle of combat. Where is our foe?
Give me a perception check. Which I think, even 1 plus 12 is 13. Yeah, you don't know. You saw Phineas running. You just saw Phineas running towards the northwest, but beyond that, you don't know. You certainly don't see her.
They have seen that spear going flying through the air.
Look where he's standing. He's standing behind Llama, and Llama's 12 feet tall, and he's 3 feet tall.
3'10". Let me. All right. You know what? I'm gonna run north.
Okay.
I'm just gonna run north, and I'm taking out my sling.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I do want to load a boulder bullet in the sling, but I'm not about to cast it. How far north can I dash?
Your speed is, hold one moment, let me check. Your speed is, I don't know.
For a
20,
hobbit,
I think.
like
Yeah,
10.
for a hobbit. No, it's like 20. So your speed's 20. Yeah, it's 20. So you could go, you could use, so you've been in the Blessing of Fervor now, so you actually feel quite a bit faster. You could go, in a single move action, you could go 50 feet if you decide to use your Blessing of Fervor for speed. Now, there's a lot of different options for Blessing of Fervor, but that are not speed, like if you were going to attack or something, but if you wanted to move, it's an extra 30 feet per move action.
I can tell that something's happening toward the north, and I dash fervently north.
Okay.
So 5.
So you could go 50 feet, yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, 10. You can move 10 squares in a single move action.
1, 2, wait.
That's a wall.
3, 4, 5. Okay, there.
Yeah, you can get to there. And that's a single move action. Now, you can make a single attack if you have a single attack.
Can I lob a slingshot at the demon?
Yep. Now, is this the boulder?
Yes.
Okay. This is awesome. All right, so I just did some very quick, I checked the rules. So this is essentially a large catapult thing. So the heavy catapult stones weigh 90 pounds. So it's a large stone. So a 90-pound stone is probably the size of a beach ball. It's about this big, sort of. So it's not the size of a car. It's probably the size of a beach ball. But that's the size of it. It is 90 pounds.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to throw 90 pounds?
Oh, I have an idea. I threw 90 pounds once. Then I laid down for a while.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so in this case, the bullet will actually expand out to probably 2 foot in diameter, and continue on. So yeah, so now you can make a ranged attack with your Masterwork Slingstone and your crazy bullet boulder thing.
I yell, "John Heil, duck!" and I sling my boulder bullet, and so I what should I roll here?
Just a regular range attack. In this case, you just basically it's essentially a sling attack. So for you, that's +10 with your masterwork halfling sling staff.
So it's a D20.
Yeah, D20 +10.
Gotcha. Okay,
+2 for inspire.
Oh, +2 for inspire courage. Yeah.
+2 if you use Blessing of Fervor.
No.
All right. Ooh, he did not use Blessing of Fervor. It misses. So now I need a D8 and a 2D6 from you.
Really duck. Really duck, John.
Well, come on, he didn't fumble.
Well, no, but it has to land somewhere.
Did you roll your D8 and your D6s, Eric?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
1D8 and 2D6.
Gotcha. Hold on. 1d8. Sorry. Come on.
3. 1,
Three and
2, 3. Now roll 2D6.
gotcha. Okay. Hold on. Coming up.
Doesn't matter. There's no one over there, is there?
No, I think it's going in the bushes. Yeah, it's going to 5 squares, 25 feet in the bushes. So yeah, so you missed her, and the boulder materializes and sort of like rolls off into the bushes about 25 feet to the north as it throws into that into those woods behind her. She sort of ducks out of the way. All right, so Fiat Flatfoot is the bottom of the order except for John Howe, who has already gone. So at the top of the order, it is 10:30. This is where we stop, unless you guys want to go another round.
I'm okay with whatever.
Yeah.
I can handle one more round. Sure enough.
One more round?
Yeah.
One more.
Everybody in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bjorn.
And then
Where are you, Bjorn? You're all the way over there by the new hole in the pit. You don't know what's going on down there. Somebody threw a rock down there earlier. Frankly, you find all of this antipathy and antagonism to be, just a little bit over the top. You think that probably you could just give her the stones and walk away. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. You're a soldier. It makes sense.
Except for protection from evil. So
Except for protection.
using Blessing of Fervor for movement,
Okay.
I'm going to be there.
Wow. Okay. Really? But you don't get an attack.
Yeah, that's one movement.
Blessing of Fervor. It's a move and a half. It's a free move.
No, it's 50 for one move because I have 20 and I get 30 for Blessing of Fervor.
All right. So you get up right next to her. You see her just like, "Rah!"
And then a single attack, and I'm going to use power attack.
Okay.
And this is +2.
Okay.
30.
30 will hit, and
23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. So is this a magical weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Boom! You hit her. Bang! She staggers backward, and she hisses at you like a cat. And she is unhappy, but you now have quite a bit of her attention for when her turn comes around. Her fangs come out, and she looks like she's ready to suck you dry. Phineas, you're up.
Boy, I am going to pause. I'll defer. I don't have an obvious point.
You're gonna wait?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let me know when you want to get back in. Otherwise, I will insert you at the bottom of the order. Beltran. Where are you even? Oh, you're still way down there by the thing. You just got out of the pit.
I've been out for a little bit, but
Yeah, you could go back in. It's all right. Just throw yourself back in like you did before. It's all right.
Are
You do it.
Beltran.
Snapper, have you come to heal Llama?
He's the pit master.
He's the pit master.
Belch, what are you doing, buddy?
I'm measuring.
Okay.
I'm not even going to say it.
Boy, look at
Yeah,
all the
really.
people between you and her. That'd be threading the needle from an arrow standpoint.
Yeah.
Frankly, I think you'd be safer down at the bottom of that pit. It's just me. That's just me saying. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah, I can't.
you do that, she'll get a little cover. There's just too many people around.
So right now, Bjorn's the only one in combat. And I heard someone say this is a succubus, right?
Yes.
Well, you heard Phineas say he thinks it's a succubus.
John Heil is in combat too. He has reach.
He did not attack her last time, though.
He did. He
Yeah,
missed.
he did. He
Oh, you
attacked
missed.
her-
Okay.
He attacked her with reach and missed.
What's the GM's rule for touching someone's weapon while they're in combat?
Is that a euphemism or?
Sounds like one.
All right. It depends. Like if you're gonna ensorcel something for somebody.
Yeah.
It's relatively easy. I mean, what you would do is you wouldn't necessarily touch the blade. You would grab the hilt or grab their hand, that kind of thing.
Okay, so here's what I've got and I want to do, but everybody took off and yeah.
Okay.
This is the last spell that I've never used yet because I got it last level.
Okay.
It's a line weapon, communal.
Oh, okay.
I can make everyone's weapon good, but I have to actually touch the weapon.
Okay.
So the ones who aren't in combat yet, I can easily run by and just tap, grab their hand, tap their hand, whatever. But the ones who are in combat,
yeah, you got to touch them.
That gets a little bit more dangerous.
Right.
He uses natural weapons too. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Heil uses natural weapons.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you don't want to touch a dog's teeth when he's biting.
Right. I do it to Maisie all the time.
Yeah, well.
So that's how it is over at their house. Touching dogs' teeth when they're biting.
You know what? I don't know if I could really.
Well, I mean, you'd have to run over there. So, I mean, if you went, you could easily do Llama and Snapper. You'd probably do Phineas and Fiat before the end of the round. But frankly, that's when you start to get into
people
like the combat. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. If you want to do this, you can do Llama, Snapper, Fiat, and Phineas.
Realistically, the only thing I could probably do is get to right there.
Okay.
Cast the spell and hit.
All right.
Everyone
there.
You're
right. Is that what you want to do?
So yeah, Snapper, Llama, and I all have good aligned weapon now.
All right. So you're aligning. Everything's aligned good. Okay. Excellent.
It's
not a terrible idea for a demon.
Yeah, and since there's 3 of us, that's basically 3 minutes. So 30 rounds is how long it's going to last.
Nice.
Okay.
What's it do?
Good aligned.
Aligned.
Oh yeah, aligned good.
Bypassing DR kind of stuff, hopefully.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a spell?
All spells, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Align Weapon Communal.
I just look for a line weapon, though. It doesn't matter to me. It's communal.
It's not.
It's on the same page.
It's not going to give you any bonuses to swing or anything. It
Right.
just may help us all overcome some DR.
Okay, well,
I don't
then,
think you can do it like that. You got to do it drop down menu.
And that's as far as that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to end right there. That way, I've got a shot. So.
All right. All right.
It's not integrated. It looks like.
So at this point, I want to consult with my Ring of Magic 8 Ball.
It's not your turn.
You said I could interject whenever I was ready.
Oh, yeah, I did. So, all right, you're right. All right, now, you're
ready.
taking your turn. Go ahead.
Is she a succubus?
Okay, hold on.
I'm assuming she is.
I want to make
You're
sure.
asking the 8-ball. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. I gotta bring up the 8-ball answers.
Oh, you're doing the 8-ball.
Where are they?
Last whatever it does anyway, right? God.
Phineas 8-ball. Here we go. All right. Is she a succubus? You ask later. Ask it at this point. It rolls around for a second, and you get the message. Signs point to yes.
All right, I use message, say, here's succubus, and then I send out all the stats on a succubus.
All the
I said
stats.
that all the
You don't
stats.
have any stats?
I sure do. Experience
He's got her phone number,
3200.
her Facebook page.
Media.
All kinds of stuff on her.
In it, +3 senses, dark vision, detect good.
No, you're not supposed to be looking at that. Say, stop that.
Yeah, you can't
You're
look
not,
I know
you can't
what
look
she
at the.
is.
You can't look at the book. That's wrong.
Oh, all right, never mind. Said the Raven.
But you do. But you do have you do have confirmation that it is indeed, as far as you know, a succubus.
So what can I safely relay then to my peers?
It's a succubus.
Don't let her fuck her. Don't let her fuck
Well,
you.
what would I know about a succubus once I've confirmed it's a succubus?
All right. So, do you have knowledge demonology or knowledge planes? Do a knowledge planes thing. And depending on the DC, I'm going to say DC 20. Every 5 you get over 20, I'm going to give you. I'm going to answer a question for you. 30. All right. I'll answer 2 questions.
Nice.
Ask me a question, so I'll answer truthfully based on succubus.
Ask it. Well,
Anyone? We're on message.
ask what kind of DR they've got.
There you go.
All
Question
right.
1.
DR10, cold iron or good?
Wow. Okay.
That's 1. You got 1 more question left.
I asked about the sister. But we don't know anything about her.
But
that you can't. I mean, you can't really ask about her.
Yeah, this is just
about the nature of
his
succubus.
knowledge of what he knows about.
Succubi.
Yeah, succubi.
How much is the horn worth on the open market?
14 gold pieces. No, I'm kidding.
it's got to be yes, no.
Are they susceptible? Are they to light spells?
To
To what?
light spells, like
Yeah, like
undead
I'm gonna
are.
cast a searing light.
Okay.
That'd just be like an undead or a vampire kind of thing.
Yeah, she's not a vampire. So I'm gonna. You sure you want to ask that question?
No,
Okay.
we're on message.
That way.
Somebody that says like in the background is like, that's a bullshit question.
I don't know.
Give your balls a tug.
Give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
It's up to you.
We have drank way too much on this end of the computer for this guy. Can't hit mute fast enough.
Did something happen? Did it?
Yeah, you give her balls a time.
It's what?
Oh, they're laughing at the Shorzy quote.
Oh, the Shorzy quote.
So that's from the show Letterkenny. This guy Shorzy is like this really insulting hockey player that blows these guys all kinds of things. And one of his classic lines is, "Give your balls a tug, you tit fucker."
I watched like 10 minutes of that after Doug commented on it. Yeah, I wanted to get Jennifer to watch it. We haven't done it yet, though. It looks hilarious.
Man, it's an absolute scream. There's like 7 seasons of it too. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it is. You have to like vulgar humor, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's as profane a show as I've ever seen, but it is hilarious. All right, so you still have 1 question. What's it going to be?
Anyone?
So you asked. So you asked if it has DR. I mean, you could still go in that round. Like, does it have immunities? That kind of thing.
Does it have immunity? Of course it does.
Just trying to help.
What about a weakest saving throw? Like where it's that wouldn't that be?
It has to be a yes/no question.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
I don't know who said that. That's not a thing.
But that's a I give kudos to Jennifer. That's a good question to ask.
That's her vulnerability, whatever her weakest is.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
We don't really have any spellcasters, so knowing what she's not immune to isn't going
That's
to help
true.
us.
If we don't have spellcasters.
You just threw an electrical ball at her.
I don't think
Yes.
I threw it like over my shoulder.
Whoops.
Well, I'm always thinking it like bounced off a tree or something. That's not your fault.
Jeez. What is there we can ask her that'll tell us something about her sister?
Well, nothing in this case.
Nothing at all?
She's a
No,
succubus.
this is yeah. You're asking questions about the nature of succubuses.
You can ask what their spell resistance is,
Yeah, you can do that.
so the spellcasters know if they have a chance at all.
Do we have any spellcasters though?
Not really.
Not really. Not an offensive ones.
Okay, never mind.
Shit.
Weaknesses would be good.
I guess just general weakness.
Yeah, weaknesses. That's a good one.
That's hard. That's a much harder question. Weaknesses, frankly, the weakness of the succubus is the fact that their most powerful attacks come from having mind-controlled or otherwise dominated other creatures. So their most powerful attacks come when they are up close. If you can keep it far away and you can prevent yourself from being dominated or otherwise mind-controlled, that gives you a distinct advantage.
Well, that doesn't help.
Okay. That's good.
I vote we don't let it stay far away.
Well, it's a succubus. You probably want to get close to it.
How about like, well, I guess we already asked the question. That's it. We're done.
That's all the questions. All right, that's Phineas. It's her turn. She's going to do a full withdrawal, and she is going to fly straight up in the air, 50 feet. So she just takes off in front of Bjorn, full withdraw, and now she's 50 feet in the air above you.
We get
flying, and she looks like she's turning towards the southeast.
we get attacks of opportunity, right? Les?
Not on a full withdrawal.
Oh, I got you.
And yeah, not on a trial.
So hold on, I gotta.
Beltran.
Do what?
He's all yours with the arrow, the archer.
Yeah, I'm not that good.
You're better than me, and you have a bow.
I've got a bow, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up is Snapper. So she's 50 feet in the air, Snap. She's way up and high, and it looks like she's turning to the southwest to sort of fly to not southwest, southeast.
You need to ground her.
Flying over you guys.
Well, I'm gonna hit her with the searing light. I mean,
Searing light. Okay.
it really probably only gonna deal 3d8.
Yeah, I don't think she's probably not susceptible to light.
Yeah.
Well, she's been sitting out in the sun with you guys, so yeah, I don't know that she's susceptible, but it still does damage.
Yeah, still.
All right, it's a
pass her per spell
ray.
resistance.
Well, yeah. First, you got to hit a range touch. So
Okay.
her touch AC is 13.
No, what am I doing here?
Yeah, Leonard left. He was our mage. I'm not.
Range touch attack. Snappy A.
Fuck.
Roll that again to confirm. Now it's a real easy non-confirm. You have to roll lower than a 13, but let's see. No fumble, but it does miss. The ray shoots off into the air as she's flying overhead. So that's Snap. Unless you're gonna move. You gonna move it up?
I mean, I would probably be able to move to about here where she was, but
Okay. Do you want to do that or no?
yes.
All right. So you're moving next to Bjorn?
No, John, I think.
Just over there, sort of in the general area. Okay.
Because that worked for you last combat.
All right. Lama. She's up in the air, 50 feet up in the air.
I'm reserving. Lama can't do anything when she's up there. I'm going to
Fiat.
the end.
Okay, Fiat.
If she's up there, can I, you know what? I'm gonna throw a boulder at her.
Well, now, how many of them do you have?
A bunch.
You have a bunch of boulder bullets?
How'd you get a lucky
Let's
boy?
see.
Must have been a bourbon night, but less.
Apparently. That's why I stopped drinking bourbon on these nights. How many does it say you have?
I'm looking at my sheet here. Let me see.
Okay.
50.
50?
50? Dude.
No, that's regular bullets, right?
I look at. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It says here 50.
That cannot be right.
I would guess regular bullets.
Those are
Yeah.
regular bullets.
They're 90 pounds a piece?
No. They're small. I'll tell you what. I'll give you 5.
Fine. Sure. Fine.
All right. Those are otherwise regular bullets.
Talk about big balls.
You've already shot one, so you got 4 left. So you're going to throw another one at her?
Yes, I am.
All right. Ranged attack, plus 10 against her AC, and she is moving pretty quickly. So
+2.
So
plus
that's
2 for
Inspired courage.
for Richard Wagner.
what's the total plus 12?
Plus 12, yeah. 14, that's a miss. You see the boulder shoot up, it becomes a boulder, and then it's like, comes back down. Pretty sure it hits Bjorn on the return.
We said it hit snapper.
No, it flies off into the thing. Another one goes into the bushes. You're gonna crash. But yeah, you missed her. Do you want to move at all, or did you already?
I want to stay where I am, and I want to reload my sling.
Okay, with a boulder or regular?
Boulder.
Okay, you're down to 3 of those now. John Heil.
I got nothing. Where's she
she's
at again?
Up in the air.
She went straight up, 50 feet in the air. She's flying. You can see her, but she's flying above you and beginning to move to the southeast, she's sort of like curving above you.
I don't suppose anybody's got fly anywhere. Anybody got fly?
I'm fresh out. Yeah, we need arcane casters for that.
Okay.
Kyle's gonna reserve. He's got nothing to do either while she's flying.
All right. We're getting to the bottom of the order. So Lama.
If we get underground, she can't fly away from us. Maybe we need to go attack
Yeah,
the
let's
sister.
go down. Let's go down the hole. I'm going to start going down the hole. Come on, let's go down the hole.
All right, so you guys are going to move over towards the hole. It looks like she is flying towards the hole as well.
Oh, good. That's definitely where I go.
All right. That point, we're at the bottom of the order. It is almost 11 o'clock. Let's stop here.
Yep.
And next time we play, you guys will be approaching the hole as she is approaching the hole. Not a euphemism. And we'll see what happens next.
All right, guys.
No.
All right. Thank you guys.
Guys.
This was awesome. Thanks, Al.
Thank you. Right.